Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Yeah, slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our own land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale face people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale face people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darned. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens, made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent, all white. Europe named after a black woman, alright. Grafted it come from us, do your research. Go within, quit listening to the teacher. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut our trees down and made us weaker. Really they foreign or the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aboriginal, we come from the ether. Ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this white act like we can't see their advantages. Privileges real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. You built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read, but we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats, they gotta pay attention. We got ancestors, but the papers is missing. Kings and queens, we can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, you don't want that in us. George Washington is the night president, look it up. United States, only 10 square blocks, look it up. White people really the minorities, look it up. Courtrooms don't got authorities, look it up. You want me, say stop governing me. Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon killers still walk around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I've stated. Please to the press, somebody gotta say it. I'm talking out of school, that's the reason I made it. History is his story. History is his story. History is his story. History is his story. It ain't my story. History is his story. It's his story. Probably ain't your story. History. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, sitting home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises, give them all praises. Where the fuck am I going? Who the hell could I be? All this time I've been lost. Vessel trapped in the sea. Chains holding my legs. I just want to be free. This picking my throat. Hell yeah, and they know it. Heritage keep going. You can see it in my phenotypes and that damn Indian showing. This knowledge keeping me steady. 45 on my hip and my armor man stay ready. I hit the streets in my Chevy. Blunt, burn as much smoking heavy, man. Here you go, I got plenty. Prayers up for a sentence. In the land I lost many. Cause every nigga ain't feeling. And every man ain't willing. No D-bows but stealing. No heroes for my family. But a pig's killing us daily. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, sitting on the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises, give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, sitting on the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Where the fuck do you come from? Kidnapping our babies. 11 million abortions. Whole country is scorched. Baby stealing my portion. Bitch, give me my land back. We ain't signed no contracts. Why you wasting all of our trust funds? We don't know who your daddy is, but we know who your kinfolk is. Take the food off of my plate. Eat that shit with my phone. You invader. Motherfucking invader, this is for the invader, sitting on the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me care. I gotta sleep with one eye open. Trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach. Paranoid, yeah. I won't let them care. They won't see me care. I gotta sleep with one eye open. Trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach. Paranoid, yeah. I can't let them care. They won't see me care. I put attention, all in my blood, all in my veins. They started with perky, now that hair on them is veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach. Paranoid, yeah. I won't let them care. They won't see me care. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling deep my stomach. Paranoid, yeah. I can't let them care. They won't see me care.
Lost, see, I glossed too. We shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the.
Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat, man. I want to say peace and blessings. Make sure y'all hit that like button, thumb up the video. We got a nice little bill we're going to get into tonight. We're going to get into some science. We're going to talk a few other things as well. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's tuning in. Make sure y'all share the live streams. You know, they shadow banning the channel. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the live stream. We're going to continue this thing out properly. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up.
On the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Took a Michael flag, highway ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hollering black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this by definition. And being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say.
Peace, love and light to all the American Aborigines, man. It's your brother, Big Aboriginal Power. How y'all feeling out there, man? What's going on? Y'all kind of dry out there this ground. You know what I mean? This evening. What's going on with y'all? Y'all cool? Y'all okay? Yeah, what's up? Big Ab ain't been gone too long. What's going on? Y'all good? It's good to see y'all in this motherfucker. Drop some fire emojis in the chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Good to see y'all. Don't come in not saying, hey, man, speak, man. Be nice now. Be nice, goddamn. I ain't seen y'all in a few days. Y'all coming in dry. Something happened, goddamn. Good old water. Something happened, shit. Y'all dry, motherfuckers. The channel, the views low. What they shadow banning me? What's up? What's going on? Y'all mad at me? It's all good. Shout out to the real ones out there. Peace and love. I want to say peace and love once again to everybody in the chat. I am going to take the time out to shout out everybody that took the time out to come rock with me. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're in the chat, I'm going to shout y'all out. I'm going to shout out everyone that's viewing this and that's not able to type in the chat. Peace and blessings to you. Peace and blessings to you guys as well. Let's get to y'all. Who we got in here? Bright Mo Deezy, Jesse Stevenson, Javon Muhammad, Mr. C, Wakanda, FBA Goddess, You and I One, Lewis Luck, Copper Color Nation, Mr. Brooklyn, Wilson Mathers, Joshua Stewart, Snake Guy. Shout out to all you guys for tapping in. Reginald Jones, shout out to Matthew Simmons. We got Suda Natural, Elizabeth Young. Shout out to you guys for tapping in as well. Shout out to you. Shout out to you guys. Yeah, man, we want to get to some of this deep science that we be having lined up for you guys, and we be having this Aboriginal science, and we kind of want to get into the whole topic of who the Aboriginal people is, what is Aboriginal science. So, that's kind of what we want to highlight in this whole factor. You know what I'm saying? That us as Aboriginal people got a science. We got civilizations. Now, this is probably being regurgitated on this channel often a lot, but some of you may not know this. When we talk about great civilizations of the world, uh, you hear names constantly: Egypt, Mesopotamia, China. You hear these particular names: Indus Valley, but you rarely hear America. And this is all part of design. And the reason they failed to leave out the Americas is because it changed the game. Aboriginal people are the indigenous Tanchan of America created civilization as well. As a matter of fact, when you mention, according to great scientists that put out a lot of this data, now when you mention great civilizations and older cultures, who was some of the first civilizations, the great civilizations, you got to mention the Americas. Going back to one of the earliest civilizations known to man, older than any civilization in Egypt or in Africa, you have the great dynasty of Corral. You have Corral Supe. Corral Supe is 5,500 years old. That makes it 1,000 years older than Egypt. And it makes it 400 to 500 years older than Mesopotamia or Sumer. Okay? So when we get into Corral Supe, you find a unique design there. For those that don't know, y'all can simply do a Google search and type in Corral Supe. That'll be CARALSUPE. You can simply type in imagery of civilization and go to Corral Supe. You can see the splendid, magnificent architecture. You see pyramids of all shapes, not just your standard pyramidal shape like you see often promoted around your triangular style pyramid. You even see octagon and U-shaped pyramids. You find palaces where the bases of some of these pyramids have pyramids on them. I mean, spectacular marksmanship. And for a civilization to be the first to do this, to have this ability of masonry and architect, lets people know that this science had been around for some time before. If it was For somebody to just come build this, that means they had to have this science around before. If not, you will see gradual uh steps towards that perfection. You will see trial and error. You will see, the lesser science added applied to some of the more known science. You will see a growth and development in the building in the area. So that's key when marketing and setting out markers for ancient civilization. One of the key things you find also in America and around Peru and Corral Supe is that you find mummies. Most people think of mummies, you often go to Egypt as well. But mummies was also here in America. As a matter of a fact, the oldest mummies in the world are found in America. They're called the Chincharo or the Chinkaro mummies. Yeah, the Chinkaro mummies are the oldest mummies known to man on this planet. These are Aboriginal customs. So what you see is a group of people that already had a blend of science. They had science that came together that what we would call civilization. And amongst this, you find code, you find order, you find town significance, you find often magnificent things that you will see today. How many of y'all know that 3,000 years ago in Corral Supe or 5,000 years ago in Corral Supe that they would have had laws in place similar to the laws that we see today in America? For instance, public intoxication, violence, theft. These things had punishment that was warranted by these particular acts. This is all in America 3,000 years ago. See, they failed to tell you about the culture and the accomplishments and contributions and the inventions and innovations of America because it could spark an interest or a memory that was passed down from one person that possibly could have gave in contribution to this. If you're an American, let's just follow me here, you guys. Follow me. Y'all listening in the chat, drop them fire emojis. Follow me right now. If you're Aboriginal, right, and your ancestors been here since the beginning of time, that means that at one point, so far going back, one of your ancestors gave in contribution to some of the great things that we talk about in Aboriginal science today. And if you are nothing less than your ancestors, right? Literally, if your ancestors, your mom would have never made it and passed down genes and these cells that pass information that ultimately build you, your tissue, your glands, and all these other official body parts that you use to become a human, pass down this information to make this thing work that you call your body. What makes you think that once you see something and hear something, it's not going to trigger a response of a memory that you already have inside of you? It's what you call transgenerational memory. It's passed down through memory cells. And these memory cells are passed down from lineage to lineage. You can go back as far as numbers you can go back. If you know humans in your bloodline, that DNA and these cells is being around, been passed down. So the same cells and memory cells that relied in your 57th grandfather or grandmother relies in you now. So you can also accustomly have those thoughts or tap into memory that was stored in your ancestors' memory bank. And this memory bank information was passed down to you. So you now have this. You can tap into this. This is often what I do. So when you do this, you can often go back and start figuring certain things out when you tap in. You'll hear white boys in literature and science talk about certain things. You'll be like, they kind of right, but they not. Even though you're not the expert, for the lack of argument on this, you have exclusive detail pertaining to it based off of memory that coming to you from someone who stored what they did towards that particular topic or item, right? Let me take a drink of this water. Drop them fire emojis in the chat. We gonna get it cracking today. See, they don't want to talk about the deep sciences. They don't want to talk about the deep sciences. See, our ancestors studied this. And when you go and look at some of these murals, they're actually studying the actual memory. They figured out how to pull memory from the cells and actually translate it. Yeah, this is true shit. Our ancestors was very advanced technologically. Why do you think the government spend billions of dollars on archaeological digs? They spend billions of dollars going to look for old shit that your ancestors did. It's because they know, you might not know, but you might know now, they know that your ancestors was way more technically advanced than where we are today. During upon this reset, certain mechanics of science ingenuity has been found in ancient cultures. Things that they call fringe archaeology or out of place archaeology often is what they're talking about. For a group of people to develop certain sciences or depict themselves in a certain way was only to illustrate something that actually mattered, that actually happened as a matter of fact, or something that is soon to happen in the works of. So when you go down to Tikal, right, South America, and you go to Palenque, I want y'all to all Google this right now. Go to Tikal and then go to Palenque and go type in Palenque statue or sarcophagus lid. You know, it's a lid that goes on a sarcophagus. We got sarcophaguses in America. These are American customs to be buried in a box of some sort. Okay? So when you bury someone in a sarcophagus, there's a lid that often get put on it. When you go and look at that lid, you're gonna see him illustrated in something that looks like an advanced technical advancement. Some often say it's an aerial device. Some argue that it's even a submergible. I'm more inclined to believe that our ancestors was more equipped to deal with something that we would have been often dealing with more likely. And on Earth, 70% of the Earth is water. So that means 70% of the chance you're going to be running into water. So if they created something that was technically advanced as a traveling device, it would be more of a submergible, something that can maneuver through water instead of going through the friendly skies. Right? Our ancestors thought that the best way to get above or outer space, I ain't gonna say above, but the best way to get out of space was to go through the water. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that our ancestors thought that the way to the outer space world was to go through the water? See, our ancestors understood this. When you go and look at Palenque and you see him with this oxygen mask on, and you see him in his traveling device, and it looks like he's looking through a telescope, it's similar to how submarines have these looking telescopes that go up that come out the water, and they're able to look through these set of mirror chambers that's able to give them a visual look from the surface level while being underwater. That's the same thing that you see at Palenque. And for someone to have that, that means you had to understand that you was either going to be constantly around water or large waters was coming. We know ocean levels wasn't what they are today in ancient times. So that means that sometimes, even often, these people could be here before then. And so when you go to shit like the Inca stone and you see these people with a telescope and these people are preparing and building, it looks, when you get into the Inca stone, it's almost like the Noah story, which we know that the Noah story is talking about the Incas, the same thing the Inca stone is. And the Inca stone is talking about what people will call Atlantis. We call it the reset of the Amaru Empire. So we're going to talk about that. And so when you see these stories, for instance, you can go to the book of Noah. I mean, not the book of Noah. When you get into the story of Noah, you got him building the ship. He gets a message from God, if you will, to prepare an ark to be able to withstand the storms and make it through the great storms and rains and shit to come. And these same stories has been romanticized, even though it's not exact fact, it's based in fact. So when it's based in fact and it's been passed down for so many years, you have to start decoding the truth out of it. And so what we have decoded is what we get into primary research. And these Inca stones illustrate what has been talked about throughout this romanticized story that we call Noah. You also see it in the Sumerian tablets of the book of Gilgamesh, right? You often see it in the book of Gilgamesh talking about how these great kingdoms and kings had to sail to another land and they had to leave their land and bring their sciences. That's how you get Incan and Lil. Then you have the Atlantis story that you all heard of through Plato, which talks about this great civilization west of the Eastern Hemisphere with all these sciences and abilities that was ultimately took out overnight, right? I think that's a romanticized version of that. But I believe it's all pointing to the same thing. What's funny about that is that they're saying that the impact zone of this whole thing would have been in a region that we call America, and that when you deal with, and contemporary science is now illustrating this story, right? The Noah, the Atlantis, the Gilgamesh, the Inca stone. Contemporary science is now illustrating this in a way that science illustrated. They call it the Younger Dryas. They call it the Younger Dryas. And this is their way of illustrating these romanticized mythological stories as being true, because contemporary data proves it to be so, right? So when you get into that, you have to ask yourself, well, what are they hiding, and what do they know that we don't know? Well, one thing that they do know is that your ancestors knew that a great storm was coming and prepared for it. They was already in travel. They was already setting up places like Sumeria. Yeah, Sumeria customs and basis and foundation is built off of Aboriginal American science. Science that was first only and exclusively created here in America first, or only been used in America first, not no outside influence. So when you start finding foundational bricks or layers to a civilization that strictly comes from another civilization, we have to revere that. We're not taking away from anything else, but what you find in Sumer, Egypt, is you find American science. You find the same story that Americans wrote down and often told. So you got someone who was here before disaster, Atlantis, Noah, Gilgamesh, right? You got a group of people that was here before that talked about something coming and that survived and had to move somewhere else to live to talk, and was able to talk about the story from another vantage point. You understand me? To able to look at it from another vantage point. And we got to start being critical thinking. We got to start challenging everything that these people say. Not saying that they not right about some shit, not saying that they not wrong about some shit. We just got to critical think, and we got to cross-reference and examine. If you read something that you lean towards, find something that scholars say in another article, in a scholarly article that goes with it. Build your argument up. And this is how we do. Hey, the link is, hold on, let me put the link in the chat. That's for anybody that want to hop on. That wasn't the right link. Let me put the right link in the chat. Anybody want to hop on? King of all women. Come in the chat. You can come on. You can hit the link, King of all women. So when you deal with some of these signs, man, this might be a little bit over your head, but like I said, this ain't for the newbies. This is the deep science right here. So when you get these stories, these are stories. That's just like if your grandmama told you a story about what she did, and you remembered it was an exclusive, creative, and detailed story. And something happened, a cataclysm, where you had to barely gather what you could to survive and necessities, and you was able to talk about this story from another vantage point, from another area. It's going to be slightly different. And so that's what they seen. This is what you're talking about. It's almost like a hurricane coming, this big hurricane coming, and we're talking about it. And we like, yeah, all right, boy, we planning, niggas evacuating the city, blah, blah, blah. They taking what they can, not everything. You know, not everything from that you had. You're going to take most of it. Right? And then this disaster happened. Then there's no communication. Then the next 5 years, you find that these people or these survivors are telling the story about them surviving, and they're trying to bring the science, but the generation that came after them don't got all the science, because not all of it was brought, and not all of it was still kept accustomed. See, y'all got to think about it. Y'all think that y'all just lost everything because some white people? No, man, no. It's deeper than that. You think the motherfuckers that was running this bitch before you, that sold you out, still ain't doing shit? Still ain't running shit? Y'all give too much credit to the white man. It's a nigga look just like us probably running this bitch. I said probably because I don't know. This my thoughts. Now I'm getting into my thoughts a little. When I say my thoughts, I say probably. So shit, you never know, man. But what I do know is that they lied about your history, and they lying about your accomplishments and contributions. When you think of ancient American, you think in the living quarters, you think of hut houses with leaves on it, or you think of teepees. But 3,000 years ago, they got buildings with running water through them, hot and cold running water, often having saunas attached to their buildings, an apartment in the house complex or duplexes. This is facts. I can go through the actual science and read it to you right now. I have the sources. This is nothing. They still have these Pueblo, they call it Pueblo style apartments that is thousands of years old by the Aboriginal people that's still been lived in today. Some of them still got people living in them right now. That's a fact. Nigga, oh my God, we mastered irrigation. Irrigation is a huge feat for someone who's already mastering other technical advances. You must master the basics. Some places in Africa hadn't even mastered the basics, agriculture and irrigation. We don't want to hear about no desert. Corral Supe, what is a desert now, and it was a desert before it established. They turned it into an oasis by creating this irrigation and these tunnels and this flow of water to this area. We understand that information around the world is distributed in the human body often by way of water. So we know water, the flow of water keeps information going. It keeps the creativity going. It keeps the imagination going. It oxygenizes the body. Everything was reset, but you got to realize this reset happened with a flood. The flood reset. That's like if you had all your shit plugged up to the house and your shit flooded and your extension cord and shit got wet. Everything gonna reset. It's gonna fuck up everything. It's gonna fry the chip. But you got to realize the first continent out the water was America, and this is according to the masonry information. This is deep Mason information. According to their literature, the Oriental Masonry Bible, that the people from the Americas was the first continent out the water. That means that they was the first continent re-practicing science. That's why you find the Americans being the first people to do metallurgy, the first people to do this, the first people is because they was the first out the water. This is true shit. So if you don't know how deep your science is and where your peoples what your peoples have been, where right now, you got to realize when this reset happened, they was probably about 1,000 years in of technological advancements. We just hit 100 years of technological advancements, and we already motherfucking jumping in the goddamn moon, getting the spaceships and shit. We're only 100 to 200 years in on the technological end. These people was 1,000 years up before the reset. Could you imagine how far we'll be without never being reset if we just kept technologically advancing for 1,000 years with no cutoff? If we was able to create airplanes, helicopters, and all this other shit from 200 years, what the fuck you think your ancestors did in 1,000? They was able to do that times 10. We gotta understand what's going on, man. This is deep science. The link is in the chat. Anybody want to come build on this? Anybody want to go against it? Y'all can come on. It's an open panel. Don't be scared to hit the link. This is deep science. I know this might not be for a lot of y'all, but a lot of y'all that's in here is of the heavyweight classrooms. Y'all graduated from a lot of this other science. Shout out to my FBA brothers and sisters in here. This might be a little deep for y'all, but if you need clarity, just come on. I'll walk you there. It's nothing. All this technical shit ain't being here. We took a different path of technology than what our ancestors did. See, that's why archaeologists is picking up pieces and they try to think they going the way our ancestors was going, but our ancestors went a totally different route with it. See, y'all think our ancestors would have been burning gas and doing all this stupid ass, silly ass shit. No, our ancestors took a different route. They would have never even created plastic bottles. That's why you don't find none historically. It wasn't none. They took a different route technologically. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We got Hyena Wolf on this motherfucker. What up, Hyena?
Shit, guess what, man? Shadow King, bro. You can't show anything starting in Africa, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tell me any country or any continent that says something glorious about America.
When they start talking to Africa shit, you gotta laugh at them and just go into these deep.
No, but watch. I'm about to step everybody's game up. Fine with this. Check me out though, real quick. Y'all got to study Americans from other continents' accounts and see what the hell they say about us. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of these cats is stuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is really, I'm going to tell you where this Indian really come from, man. Aboriginal being first here, but the Indian come because we tied into the Indians out east, though, for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? All that from the Grand Canyon and stuff, but this is the trick.
Talk
South
about it.
South America was called Patala Loca. You know what I'm saying? The seven locas. And then you had Mahatala, that's North America. And we, South America and Mesoamerica, the whole area was for the Naga lords. You know what I'm saying? The Serpent Kings. And it said,
Serpent
and they
King, Snake
and it's
Dynasty.
correct. So it said that Vishnu, which we know we got the temple of Vishnu here in America, the world is the body of Vishnu. This from their accounts, their story. Not, you feel what I'm saying, but watch how it tie in. It say Hannum and a monkey guard went in what we call a UFO, but a Vimana into Patala Loca to meet the Serpent King. Patala Loca, South America. That's where the king is. In America is the underworld. Africa is the bottom, is the feet of Vishnu. America is the underworld. And if y'all talking all this crazy stuff, y'all need to look at y'all dollar bills. Did you know that the dollar bill, that pyramid on the back is Stone Mountain, Georgia? Stand up, niggas. Yeah, it's a dark vortex of energy. It's a black pyramid. Stone Mountain, Georgia is a pyramid.
Shout out to the Black Pyramid. Matter of fact, A1 dropped that a while. Hey, listen, while you touching on some shit about the snake dynasty cultures, did you know in South America they recently found, as of 2018, the Snake Dynasty, which is one of the oldest Mayan cultures known to man? It ain't late classic, it's pre-classic Mayan culture, which is before Olmec or roughly around the time of the Olmec.
Yeah, I
You see what
saw
I'm
them. I
saying?
saw the heads
Snakes.
carved out. You know what I'm saying? I seen the faces and them sitting in the throne, which is the pioneer. See, I'm on some whole other stuff, bro. I know, but I'm gonna let you keep teaching what you teach. You know what I'm saying, bro? I just
Keep
seem like I doing at times because I deal with the level of beings I'm dealing with at certain times. You feel me on their frequency? But y'all get it right, man. We the homes, we the homes of the Naga, the Serpent King, the Amarus. Y'all niggas don't even know our people was shift shapers, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Negro and reptilian at a certain point. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Y'all niggas don't know what the hell going on. Y'all niggas was ape men, nigga. We had the technology. Like A1, I mean, like AB said, nigga, the technology was so advanced, everybody's not privileged to it. You know what I'm
they,
saying? Y'all
they
still
can't
think
even
NASA
imagine.
just got built. How NASA just got built and the technology was messed up. Our parents was watching Star Trek, all that stuff been here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing new under the sun but the shadow, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get off with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Just take it and run with it. And I got stuff to back it up in pictures. So whatever y'all want, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Peace, blessings, and endurance, fam. I'm out.
Yeah, appreciate you for coming through too, big bro. Hyena Chief. Shout out to Hyena Chief. He always come with that fire. Man, like I said, that's the deep science, man. A lot of people will not be able to understand a lot of this deep science, man, because it's over your head. You think that we come from slaves, and that's so basic, that's so basic, elementary style information. Like people know that we don't come from no damn uh Africa, and we're more than that, man. We got shit going back that can't even be explained. Like, listen, you shadow priest African, if you ain't gonna hit the link and come on, I'm about to have my moderator snipe your bitch ass, and your ass gonna get the fuck out of here. Straight up, your ass about to get the hell out of here, G. We ain't about to play no games with you, fam. So chill out. Your ass tweaking on the dead homies. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Like I said, I just want to touch in on the side because it's deep science, man. We got to understand. It's not for everybody to get into this. What's going on, fam? You got to turn off what you listen to in the background.
Okay, okay.
What's up with it?
All
What's
right,
going
can you
on?
hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, bit, bro. You good?
All right, shit. I just wanted to touch on what Big Bro was just talking about last month. I do believe that when it come down to like the ancient history and everything, that if you look at the signs, we have always represented the serpentine race. We have always represented, and sometimes we represent the sun. And if you look at like reptiles today, they they can inhabit the energy from the sun just as well as we can, and it's not no other what you would call humans or earthlings or whatever. It's not nobody else on earth that can do that really but us, that can transform that sunlight into a vitamin D, which is a very useful energy for you throughout your day. You know what I'm saying? We the only people that can do that. So when I look at the hate that our people have from snakes, I look at that as another form of indoctrination, because we have always, if you look at the wall paintings and the writing on the walls, we have always represented a certain type of serpentine energy, which is a greater energy than any type of fur creature you probably could come to. You know what I'm saying? If you have so much respect for the rat, but have so much hate for the snake. You know, even in our daily our turns, we kind of like villainize the snake. You know what I'm saying? But the snake really is the ultimate judge. It's like a supreme judge. If you look, if you ever
They give you everything in reverse. Hey, one said challenge everything. The snake has always been a symbolism of bringing information, of bringing of science, even all the way down to your biblical
facts,
stance. They just flip it
facts.
on you.
Yeah, I
They
look.
want you to stay away from the snake. They even romanticize the snake as a terrifying sound to the point where if you play a snake, it might scare
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah,
You see,
exactly. And you look at
but
the
the
Bible.
snake
With the Bible,
always told you to get the
when
information.
when
Even
you
in the
look at
Bible, that
the
bite
Adam
the
and Eve story,
yeah,
who the damn they saying the snake was the one talking. So we all know that snakes don't talk. So if we was in ancient history, there was us, the black, so-called black folks that was representing as a snake. Was it us talking to Eve, telling that motherfucker to put some
obviously
clothes
it had
on?
to be somebody who wanted you to get the knowledge of you and the knowledge of the universe. That was the tree of life, the tree of knowledge.
Facts,
Obviously, he
facts,
wanted you to get the knowledge. Go ahead and bite
facts.
that motherfucker. You gonna get some information.
Say that then. Real shit, real
So
shit.
you go back to Quetzalcoatl, right? The serpent god, the plume serpent,
Yeah,
Kukulkan.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
bringer of civilization. He's bringing civilization. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
Even
and
when you see it in the
And that
Naga,
come before, all that. That come be man, that shit there come before all like when they talking about the Mayans disappeared and shit, that science ain't disappeared because them damn so-called Mexican looking motherfucking bush people over there right now, they tell you right now to this day that they not from there. That they wasn't the people that built this. We don't know nothing about all this. We just happen to be, you know what I'm saying? They can tell you what the people that was there. They might not tell you that they were us today, new to the indoctrination that the whole damn world is witnessing, but they will tell you that they not from there.
man, we gotta understand that that serpent has always been romanticized as not always as an evil thing. We gotta
Break it
understand that.
down. Break it down, Ab.
Yeah,
Sound
even
like
when you
sound like the fiery serpent to me. And then the so-called elves in the garden they ain't destroy them. They said, "Oh, wait, why serpent of old," or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a symbolism. It wasn't no. Come on, we all know it wasn't a talking snake. It represented a nation, I believe. 'Cause remember, it was two different fathers
yeah,
with
the snake
Cain and
come
Abel.
from the nation. Like when you get into asking any Bible freak anything, you be like, was there people around before Adam and Eve? They gonna say yes. And the
Mm-hmm.
snake come from the people he descend from those people that was here before Adam and Eve. He was trying to give Adam and Eve the knowledge that these people already have, the original people,
Let
not
me
no
ask you something, Al. Let me
the
ask you
story
something,
of
Al.
Adam and Eve is the Yakub story in the white man version.
Facts. What it say? Genesis, genes. That's the first time a gene
Yeah,
splicing was told to you.
crafting of the white man.
So let me ask you this, Ab. So if you go back to the early Peru, you see pictures of the pottery and the writings on the wall and things where they had our people actually walking with these dinosaurs. I heard early on the build earlier today, the guys were saying like it's not a such thing as dinosaurs. But I say even if it's not a such thing as dinosaur, it's damn sure got to be a such thing as dragons or something, because it was some type of big, large lizard type of creature walking this earth, because them Peruvians way back in, I'm talking about like the Seven Dynasty type shit, was
I'll
putting
say
this shit on
something.
pottery and shit.
Well, I think that was right because you, like you said, you know how they what's under the sun, nothing new. So with that said, I'm thinking could have been a giraffe, and they fabricated to look like a dinosaur. Cause look at the giraffe bones and a supposed
So when
plant eater.
if I'm chiseling some of some stone, I'm not really going through the fairy tale. I don't have to. I mean, I'm doing what I'm only can really. You see what I'm saying? Like the imagination wouldn't be there. The fairy tale wouldn't be there to do such. You know what I'm
So
saying?
that
Such
long
work.
neck
Why would they
looking
go through
dinosaur,
such
you don't think
I
extreme?
think I
would be a
think
giraffe?
certain things get romanticized because we gotta
A
understand
stegosaurus
that
ain't gonna look like no giraffe. If you look at a
The bones,
stegosaurus and you
the
see these
bones.
plates on
I'm
his
talking about the
back,
bones, cuz the bones.
it's a science behind that. We got to understand that our ancestors was into reaching higher levels of consciousness, and they was doing it through various different ways. One of the ways was the ways of psychedelics. So some of the images often in spiritual ceremonies, the images that's depicted is the images that were seen during these psychedelic trips,
Right.
and they often come back and write about their experience. You see
And
what
like
I'm
you said,
saying?
put in the pottery or art. Yep, yep.
so let me I just want to get this out. Let me ask this question to the panel. So you saying that even though we got all these mammoths and all this type of stuff, you saying that let's say 85% of that is false. It was never no large
No, no, no,
reptilian
no.
creatures walking this earth
I'm
with us.
not gonna say it's not never been no large lizards on this earth with us, because obviously you have crocodiles that's 17 to 20 feet. You
Fact,
have
fact.
Komodo dragons that's 15 feet. You have other species of lizards that's large as hell. So I'm not gonna go. We know it's large fucking lizards now. You
Right,
see what I'm
facts.
saying? Now,
Yeah.
is some of this romanticized and mythologized so these stories will last for longer? Is they dramatic? Some of them often could be.
Okay, so we gonna just put the dinosaurs in the same category that we put the aliens. As
Well,
Aboriginals, we gonna put the
Wait. Can I
dinosaurs in
say
the
something real
category
quick?
with the aliens.
let's play some word game. Let's play the trickery that they do.
Okay.
Alien only means foreign person or foreign entity, right? We know if we was to go to let's say the Quaison village with what the shit we know, our cell phones and shit, they will
Mm-hmm.
often think that we're alien species, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speak a different language. You know what I'm saying? So these are loose words that they use. So when we say dinosaur or large reptile species, we still see these things. You know, so we're
Right.
not accustomed to disbelieving that.
Okay. Okay. Did it. One question I always wanted to ask you, AP.
No
Can
problem.
can you explain some about the Olmecs travel? The Olmecs doing their travels, like you know what I'm saying? Like we when the rubber was jumping off, they said the rubber was one of the biggest things that jumped off in the world. That had us promoted so far ahead was the rubber. Along with the natural products we grew over here. Could you like kind of like go into that a little bit about like how did we travel at the point to where we don't hear our story, but we hear about the Vikings, where the Vikings powered with that. Was that anything to do with us as far as the Olmecs go of people coming from over here, early America?
Yeah, that's funny. You hear about Vikings and the Romans. You hear about their rubber exploits that they had. And what's also mentioned with Roman is their trails, for their wagons and stuff. But
Right.
what's not mentioned about America is their advancements of rubber, and that they also had something that you would call trails, but they was much larger than trails,
Mm-hmm.
right? Scientists call them super highways.
Break it
And,
out.
and to have these super highways, you will have to obviously have something to travel on these things,
Right.
right?
Right.
Now have science and showed you that your ancestors had cars 3,000 years ago. No,
Mm-hmm.
they haven't brought that out yet, right? But we have to jump to the conclusion: if rubber was around, it was a custom product. All the things that we've done with rubber within the last 200 years, our ancestors did that times 10 within the thousands of years of working with it. So you just have to jump to that conclusion. But we do have the super highways, and I don't expect people just to be walking on highways. I expect highways to be traveled like you always see highways travel, where the
Right.
rubber meets the road, right? Where the
Right.
rubber meets the road, right? And so this will be things that I think that they hide, but Olmecs often traveled throughout all America. You find Olmec customs everywhere. You find it in North America, as far
Mm-hmm.
north as Ohio, Serpent Mound. You find the Olmec calendar in Mississippian culture and Poverty Point. You find Olmec settling in Tennessee with the Yamasee. So you find Olmec culture all throughout America. And you even going to find ancient Olmec culture in some of these earlier civilizations that across the world that we call Egypt, Mesopotamia.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
starting to find what we would call ancient Aboriginal customs. So the same customs that the Olmec would obviously practice, there wouldn't have been too much different from any other culture and customs throughout America. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. Shit. So,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so, so it's so not to get on nothing off subject on it. So the Hebrew shit that's found over here, the Grand Canyons being they didn't found King Tut, things inside of the Grand Canyon on this
Moshe.
global on this global reset that we went through. What let me just get it. I'm just have to say it as plain as I can get it out. What do you think had to happen where they could cover a whole goddamn city with dirt? What
Well, it wasn't just that.
I
So
mean, to the rooftops. I mean, they got this
I
this,
mean,
this mug covered
it
to
wasn't just
rooftops.
was able to cover it. We got to go back to the younger dryas, right? So ultimately, what you're finding is settlement from water secretion, right?
Okay,
If sea level, if rivers levels was the flood, it'll flood the area. This say it flooded 40 feet, which is a vast amount.
that's a
It
lot.
would
Yeah.
flood and go over. It would start damaging other terrain. And once the water reside, what will be left was the settlement that was in the water, right? So when you see this places in Colorado and these west areas covered up with dirt and civilization. It's not that they deliberately cover them up. It's just that shows that the younger dryas actually happened, and it shows where water levels and how high water levels was back then. That's what it
Okay.
actually shows
I'm
you.
glad you brought that up, AP, because people think the tectonic plates really changed things. I just think the water went over the extra
Right.
outer
Yeah,
continents.
and what settled was the settlement
The
inside of
water
this.
flowed onto the land, kind of
It's
like.
water traveling from north of Minnesota to what we call the Grand Canyon today. Imagine how much settlement and land and terrain it picked up as
Yeah.
it's going, because this is a potentially a damaging or a burst or some type of destruction of a glacier dam, right? Or a land bridge, if you will, something that a large area of ice that melted rapidly, right? So this is when we get into actual science. We gotta get into the
Hmm.
data, the graph, and I have this. I have this right, and we can talk about this. So when we deal with the younger dryas, you're dealing with all this water. You got out in the West Coast and in Nevada Falls, there's something called Deadman Falls. At the height of the glacier dam exploding in that area, there would have been more water running through there per second than all the water on the world combined. So
Hmm.
imagine all the water on the world combined
Damn.
would have been flowing through that particular area a second. That would have happened at Dead Falls. That's out there in the general area. So we have places like Tenskuska that they show as impact zones. You feel what I'm saying? And impact zones is usually coming from a comet. Some people say asteroid, but asteroid wouldn't make no sense.
That what I was just finna
Big
ask. I
bro.
was just finna ask you. Do you think it came from like well, the movie show the TNT like a dynamite type? Do you think the blast came? I mean, cause man, come on, bro. I mean, Chicago. If you look at the pictures of early Chicago, and it's looking like Rome in this mug, but then you go look at when they say the motherfucker burnt down, but it definitely don't look like this motherfucker got. It looked like somebody dropped by 6, 7 type of different bombs on
Well,
this mug.
sometimes damage happens when new life get introduced to our planet. Often, this is how new materials and elements is found on Earth. is
Break
by
it
the
down.
entry of comets, right? This
Yeah.
also can have
Aliens.
traveling life forms enter in your atmosphere is by way of comets. So this is potentially the pod, the seed inside of these comets. You have life, so it's almost like a pod, a seed
Can I
pod
say
that's
something real quick?
potentially dumping life and minerals.
To
Go ahead, brother.
piggyback off you, when especially when these deposits come in, we gotta talk about the properties that these people want to mine too.
Right. Yeah. Like they don't say
Most
nothing
of
about
this
that Coltrane that's inside this phone that they heavenly, that's like one of the most mined
did
materials
you
in the
notice
world.
how often most comets could contain that?
Yep, gold
Yeah,
How
the
particles.
most
screen, it make all the screens work. It's one of the biggest components into making the screen work. The
so if you
HD
got the
screen and shit
same
work.
shit, if you got the same shit that you need to make all these shits and it's coming from outer space and you have life forms that's able to
What's
live
outer
in
space?
well, not outer space, but out of this plane of existence. We're not
Okay,
gonna say
okay.
because
I just want to stay on track. What we calling outer space?
we know what we mean by outer space is the ancient cosmology even believes in outer space and
Because I don't
things.
believe we can fall so far up and we just lead as much.
Oh
I don't
no
really
no
see it like
no
that.
no! The ancient cosmology don't talk about that. They talk about going down. You got to go through water to go outer space, and that's the
I
way.
believe it. I say I can dig
So
that because that's what they ain't discovered.
yeah,
That underground,
they got
that
you looking up.
underwater.
You know what I'm saying? For no odd reason, they always got you looking up. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
so our
Pie in the
ancestors
sky shit.
understood the way to outer space was through water, right? And often that's how life comes on this planet. All life comes through some form of water. And this is the way to other dimensions. And our ancestors understood this and they traveled these places.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did they travel to these places, they documented how time worked in these places. You can find that on the Mayan calendar.
And can you break down the Mayans being that we were solar travelers and still solar travelers to this day?
Yeah, that's often some people think that yeah. I mean, yeah, that's some deep shit right
Okay,
there.
so I'm gonna get on this, and this to both brothers, to both brothers on the panel. I don't know your name, brother, but this to both brothers on the panel. So we are. You just said we are solar people. We got this solar energy going on, and you know that they call the moon a lunar energy, and when you look at the word loon and lunar, you see the word lunatic. You see what I'm saying? And that has a lot to do with their folklore and their mythology. So what's the correlation between us being solar energies and let's saying that the rest of the other humans, the straight-haired or furry humans, let's just say that they have, will we say a lunar energy, and lunar energy is what we're combating against right now? Us being solar beings?
Go ahead, big bro. I'll let you
I'm
go first.
gonna say that it's one of the same.
Yes.
Both of it plays into the effects of how what goes on here. So no,
Party
that's
equals system polar opposites. Like I would say, we're children of the sun. We could say they moon babies.
Well, Elijah Muhammad said that this is not our moon. He said, the Honorable Elijah
Artificial.
Muhammad said that this wasn't the actual moon that we have always witnessed. This moon that we have today, this modern moon, Elijah Muhammad said that this actually wasn't the moon on some of his writings back in the day.
If we go
right.
back to the
Shout out
cosmetology,
to
we
Elijah
was in a different
Muhammad.
house at that
Shout out to
time.
Elijah Muhammad. Facts.
Shout out to Elijah Muhammad.
Islam.
He advanced when it came to a lot of this knowledge. I'm not gonna say I'm inclined to agree with everything he said, but it sounds plausible. Uh, uh, you see what I'm saying? It
We
sounds
was in a
plausible.
different house at that time. We
I've
was in a
heard
different
I
house at
heard
that
various
time.
different
What you mean
theories
when
on
you say host, brother?
Far as the cosmic pie, we in the age of Aquarius now, so you're gonna see different heavenly bodies and
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Okay. So saying the heavenly body. So I know we see the beings, these UFO beings and things of that nature, and I do believe that most of these things come from the government type shit. But we do also have like certain anomalies that we be seeing in nature and things. Will we say
Facts.
these are inner? I mean, I guess we can say they're in this world because we see them in this world. But would we say that these anomalies, like you see the orbs and stuff floating in the sky, and it be one, and it might multiply into
I
five, or
kind of
you know
want
what
to
I'm saying? You
say
see it
that
doing little different,
this is
things in
where
the sky. Are
This is what.
these would these be? Because I can't see the government faking that. That's what I'm saying.
I'll let
I
Ab
can
go
see them
first.
making these crafts and shit,
No,
but
no,
I
no,
can't
no.
see these little anomalies. Where would we get these from?
Right now, like that's kind of complex, right? Because we know during release classificational files, I've released them on my channel, that
Right.
they found shit that they call aerial flying devices
Let's
that
get it.
they have found doing archaeological digs. That means
Got
while
you,
they
got
was
you.
looking for your ancestor science, they ran across some shit that they could fly in.
And that's what I want to say, P, before we give them too much credit. You got to think about who is studying you and who wants to reverse engineer your shit. So, once again, if you a solar being, you don't believe you was doing solar travel like my boy Questa Coco was doing it, and them
I
and
don't
that.
believe no aliens. Ain't no aliens come down here and probe us.
No, not
Ain't
like that, bro. Talking about
listen,
space. You said flying objects,
ain't
like
no
it's in
motherfucking
stone.
aliens. Ain't no aliens probe us. We ain't come from the North Pole. All humans weren't created at the same time. This ain't no bro Sanchez shit. All right, I'm just gonna get that out the way.
Well, yeah,
You
like I
talk.
was saying, if you see it in the stone with, I don't know, it was a Questa Coco or one of the chiefs, he has some type of flying device that he's in. So once again, we
That's
know
in
nothing new,
Takal.
huh?
That's in Palenque. That's in Takal. I was talking about that earlier.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
but you see the
And we
Olmec
always have
side of
flying
the
objects. So when we hear these about UFOs, I would just say it's our technology from, from a place that you don't know about. Maybe that will be revealed soon.
Yeah, I don't really think that yeah, like you said, you see an Olmec inside of a plume serpent, right? And often in cosmology, Aboriginal cosmology, that's transmitting some type of aerial device, and you see it in or when you often see people depicted with wings, that's depicting some type of aerial device often. So yeah, man, that's yeah, man, you
One more
can't deny
thing too,
that.
AP. They find, and let's go back to the so-called Roswell time. They was
Hmm.
finding world symbols, and I believe those are Inca symbols. Before I'll say Hebrew, I'll say there was Mayan symbols on these so-called crafts.
Isn't it some kind of correlation between the Hebrews and the like the Iroquois culture and everything? Isn't it some type of real close correlation between the Hebrews and the Iroquois Indians?
No,
Well, I have a book that deals with language,
no.
and if we deal with customs, then you find a lot of customs that's given in credit to Aboriginals that's often credited in Hebrew culture as
Mm.
Hebrew. Uh,
Hmm. I
so
was
like
What?
thinking that I was
Like
kind of
what?
under the impression, no cap, Bell. I was thinking that like Hebrew culture was kind of Aboriginal culture. Not when you talking about the niggas on the corner with the damn robes and costumes and shit. I'm talking about like far as when you do kind of look at the Hebrew stuff. A lot of far as white people can't really go back too much further than Hebrew.
What stuff are you guys talking about when you say Hebrew stuff? Like what?
You know the artifacts and things they found in Illinois, certain things they found out in Utah, and in areas of like that.
oh yeah, you talking about like the Bat
What?
Creek stones, the Lotus
Yep, yep.
The mound, yeah, you got these mounds, and I believe
No,
that the mounds were actually, I believe that the mounds were actually homes type things that they actually covered up with dirt too.
Hebrews
I
didn't
kind of
make.
believe that too, because I don't, I mean, I know that we had mounds, but I know that where
Storehouses.
those mounds were, we had cities too, like in those
Hebrew,
very same locations.
No,
Hebrews didn't make.
absolutely, absolutely. I want to allow another brother on the panel to get his question in. We got Battle Axe on here. What's going on, Battle Axe?
Salute battle.
Shalom.
What's up, Battle?
Hebrews didn't make mounds, and Hebrews
Facts.
wasn't people that had artifacts. Artifacts is commonly amongst all civilizations. So the correlation that you guys is making is kind of like a stretch.
Not you guys, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, man. Like
I mean,
I
I
got a.
think
the
Let me
it's
ask
a
dude
you a
way
got the
for
question.
them to
YouTube
grasp
video.
their
He
way in.
found these things. He say these things might these artifacts might go back early as 1500s type. I mean, he
Uh,
found them. He found them and right there. I can't name the location, but I know it was in Illinois,
Hey,
close to some
Blue.
water.
Hey,
a
Blue,
lot of
hit
those
the link. We'll do some promo in a
artifacts,
second.
a lot of those artifacts that was found after the 1800s, and that's the common denominator between all these artifacts that everybody's so-called discovering in the United States. It's all all the common denominator is that they were all found after the 1800s. And that's
It
because
doesn't
of
it doesn't matter when they was found because that's
Right.
when
Mormon
that's
It mattered when they was wrote.
that's when
No,
urban
this
explorers
was all
started doing
centralized.
archaeology in America. As a matter of fact, they started doing it in the late 1800s. The
Hmm.
Mormons came over here and did a lot of archaeology in the late 1800s.
That's
But
part of
this
the
is only
Reconstruction.
this is only when they started finding these things. That doesn't negate the fact how old they are, the displacements of that. Even
Hmm.
into
Those things
Father
were
Crespi's,
all
e-
to actually perpetuate
even when you get into
establish.
Father Crespi's work in Ecuador and the things that was found there doesn't change the dating and the significance of the credited culture that it
Yeah,
came from.
well, what it
So
is like what it is. Reason why I brought that point is because these things were actually already has been debunked and refuted and proven that these are all fabrications, but they still utilize them for inspirational purposes
so the actual artifacts
to,
is
to,
fabrications. Can you pull that
to
up, sir?
Hold
support
Yeah,
up
for
real quick,
real.
because
They
they
in the
just found.
Smithsonian
I
right
tell you,
now.
they just
Let me
found
pull up
relics
this
in my
one thing.
state.
Hold
to
on,
support
hold on.
the Mormon
Can you pull up
doctrine.
the source
This
that
was
says
all
that?
this is all to cater to the Mormon doctrine. There really
Okay,
is
now
no
you get
real
some.
there really is no real connection between the Eastern and Western world when it comes down to Hebraic traditions and anything of that sort. We didn't the Israelites and the Hebrews didn't come over
Even the
here.
Israelites say that we got a connection over to this. Even the Israelites say that we are the ones. I mean, come on now, you got to
Some of
give
them
it
say
that.
that, but those
No,
are the
no,
ones
we're
that
not
that
saying
are
that
still.
we're not saying that these people that we're called Aboriginal people are Hebrews. But
No, we're not saying that.
what we're saying is things that is credited to being accustomed to Hebrew culture
Hebrews.
is
Mm.
also
Yeah,
credited to being accustomed to Aboriginal culture. That's all
that's
we're
what I
saying.
was
The
gonna
data
tell you.
doesn't lie. So
I'm trying to see
There,
what you guys are talking about because
but this,
other than just like clear and concise, blatant artifacts that's stating and suggesting he break. Like, what are you actually
Let's
saying?
take the titles
Like
off it,
for instance,
right?
we
okay,
just
that's
like for
what I'm
instance,
saying.
we got some people we got
no,
some people
it's
that'll say the
Also,
Aboriginal culture.
the Aboriginal customs here, like for Mayans and Incas,
Here we go.
one of their customs was circumcision, to cut off the foreskin. Uh, and you can also see those rituals mimicked on mirrors. I can get into those as well. You also have the custom of fringes being upon clothing
That's what
here.
I was gonna
okay.
say. Yes, the
Hold on.
robes,
Let's deal with
wearing the
one.
These,
robes and
hold on,
stuff.
hold on.
Okay,
These things
let's
are
Our
deal with
people
also
wore robes.
One
Our
mic,
people
one
did
hold
wear
mic.
robes.
The host trying
hold
to
on.
talk.
Let's deal with that first one though. Let's deal with the first one. You said what was the first one? Because the fringes got me. But what was the first one that you said? The
The
correlation,
tussles.
Circumcision.
the
Yeah, but that
circumcision.
starts, I think, in Nubia or
Circumcision
Egypt.
wasn't the Israelites didn't make up circumcision. You guys are aware of
no,
that,
no,
right?
no, 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 no. I didn't say that they made it up. See, now you're switching the goalpost. I
No,
said
I'm just saying.
customs that is
Just making sure that
credited to Hebrew culture. They also have custom that's credited to Aboriginal culture that is almost the same, if not in similarity.
Hmm.
So I'm
Hmm.
just highlighting those. You said what? So I named a couple. What are you
right,
talking about?
and then
You
and like that's what I'm saying. I'm saying,
either you're going to debate, either you're going to debate and say it's wrong, and we can deal with that, and we can set
And
that
all
up.
I was
well,
saying is that
I'm
they
not saying
said that it
right
goes
or
back to
wrong.
the Iroquois. A lot
I'm
of
not
the
saying that
Hebrew words and Hebrew things go back to the Iroquois.
I'm not saying that you're
No,
right or wrong. What I'm saying is that that is not. You can't just say that's
That's
Hebrew.
not saying that's not
I'm saying because
exclusively
if we
for
try to say
Hebrew.
that that's Hebrew, if we try to
I
say that that's
understand.
Hebrew,
No, what
we're
I'm
gonna
saying
run
is
into a lot of civilizations that actually practice circumcision, and they wasn't
but but
Hebrews.
but not. But Battle
well,
Axe
listen,
when they discovered
I
it,
think,
bro.
yeah,
I'm not
Battle
here
Axe,
to prove. I'm not
he
here to
not
prove
trying to
that
go against me.
Aboriginals. Hold on, I'm not here to prove that Aboriginals are Hebrew. Somebody asked me, are there any similarities within cultural customs or traditions, and I can highlight some. But if you're saying that these are not exclusively for Hebrews, then I can agree with that as well too. So.
Right,
Yeah,
because
cause
that's the thing
bro,
that people are trying to do. They keep on trying to um
Grafted in.
grasp those
Yes,
two
and I don't
together,
believe
try
there's
to make
nothing
them as
that a
if they're
Hebrew
like
culture do
as if
that is exclusive of it.
these similarities is actually significant, and these are insignificant
but
similarities
that's what I
because
was
every
gonna tell
nation
you.
shares some of these, each and every one of these things.
So can I
Like
ask
when you
you?
said the fringes, the Israelites never even wore those. Those things
Can
that
I?
you see the Native Americans wearing, that's not what the Israelites wore. They wore when they said a fringe, they were talking about a hem. their clothes had to be
It's a difference between fringes and tassels. So when you see Native American culture, which is not ancient Aboriginal culture, they don't have no connection towards the ancient Aboriginal culture.
But we do all
They
agree this
came
is the
from over there
old
with
world,
them.
though. We do
They
all
came
agree
from
that
American
we
does not practice any of the ancient Aboriginal culture.
do we not all agree that this is the old world, that this is where a lot of that stuff that claimedly happened in the so-called Bible, we do claim that this is that part of the world that because it couldn't have happened over there because ain't nobody over there.
What do you
Everybody
mean?
trying to get here.
What do you mean it couldn't have happened? No, people only come over here because of the dollar. They don't come over here because
It's
Nah,
always the dollar has
man,
They
always
sending
been
bread
here.
What do you
faster
The
mean?
than the
dollar,
Because
world,
the
the
bro.
dollar
white,
only
the white.
the
developed.
dollar has
The
always
dollar
been
only
here.
developed its value
One at
through
a time,
slavery.
y'all. One at
The
a time,
dollar
y'all.
developed
I
its
have to say
the
that I have to
American
say I
dollar
disagree.
developed
I have
its
to say I
value through
disagree
slavery.
with
30 seconds,
you
AP.
based off the data of the pre-oceanic voyages and what came from America to other places to help sustain other areas. I have to say I'm in disagreement to you on that. And this is pre-Columbian oceanic voyages. So we have
Exactly.
other sources that go along with things
Right.
that came out of America that sustained
But
other places.
But you're
Pre-white.
trying
but see, one
to
thing I
like you're
was
trying
gonna
to
say
make it
too
like
though,
people
when you
prefer this land over here, and they have always preferred this land over where they came
He
from, and
killed
that's
this
just
whole
not
African
actually the
thing.
truth. That's not the truth.
but
They didn't even
Hey,
hold
find
bro,
on,
any
look,
money.
this
You
whole
don't know
African
this
Due
the
to
land of
thing.
milk and honey?
Can
Hey, hold
I
on,
just
y'all.
want to
no,
say this to the
hold on,
Everybody,
before y'all go
everybody
that
mute up.
way,
I wanna
Are you
greet the
guys
other
aware
brother
that
on
they
the
didn't
panel.
find many different genealogies over here?
Hey, hold on, brother Battle Axe. I got you, G. I'm gonna let the other brother on the panel. Blue, what's up, Blue? After Blue
what's
40.
good? What you got?
After
What's good
out
with
the
you?
Blue 40.
blue.
Reiterate. Once again,
What's
everybody mute
good
up,
with
y'all.
y'all,
Everybody
brothers?
mute up. Everybody
Yeah,
mute.
I was just gonna say just to add into that the part because oh buddy was also talking about because I think he was referring to a few articles that was like they had found like artifacts in like South America and like Puerto Rico and shit like that that was like ancient and they was like saying that the inscriptions was Hebrew and it was
No, I don't think he was referring to that. He was referring to the Lonus Lunis stone found in Ohio and the Back Creek
yeah.
stone that was found in Tennessee is what he was
Now, oh
referring to.
yeah, those were two other ones too. That it was a Puerto Rican dude that pulled those on me one day. But even in those articles, when you go and read them, those like the first thing you're gonna see is like it's like a rabbi that's fucking breaking that shit down and shit. It's like the dude is like a Jewish archaeologist dude, and you know every time they find shit globally, they always try to because they don't have a culture. That's why I be saying like when you say Hebrew, there is no Hebrew culture. Like and there is no fucking Hebrew language. Like that shit doesn't exist. And so they be trying to attach themselves to our shit globally.
Battle
So they
Axe, how
don't
you
have
feel
the
about
culture.
Say
that,
that.
Battle Axe? I
What'd you
believe
say?
my man Blue done smoked a few of you Hebrews over here before.
What are you talking about?
4:30, y'all tune in. 4:30.
Yeah, man. Let me say this once
All right,
again.
all right.
Let me say this once.
What he's
Hold
saying
on, hold
about
on, Battle.
the
Go ahead, Battle Axe. Go ahead.
no, what he's saying about the part about like there ain't no such thing as a Hebrew language or none of that. That's you know that's not actually historically accurate. But you can actually if you want to run and believe that, that's fine. But the real thing that I'm sticking on, and we both do agree on, is that whatever they're trying to claim over here that's Hebrew, it's just not true. That's what we
Yeah,
both.
we don't give a fuck about claiming Hebrew. We're not trying to claim Hebrew at all. We
Yeah,
have
I'm just gonna
Aboriginal culture,
clear it up.
and
Well, let me.
so
Can I ask you guys a question about the Aboriginal thing?
yeah, no problem.
Um, do you guys are claiming that we, the ones that are known over here as African Americans or Black people, you're saying that we are the Aboriginals and that they're all the same globally?
No,
Look,
what we're saying is Aboriginal people describes a type of people, right? Often being the first people of the continent, the first people that originate there. So all continents, if you have people there, you're gonna have an Aboriginal class of people that originate there. And what we're saying is that the vast majority of so-called Black Americans doing the misclassification throughout the United States system is, in fact, descendants of these Aboriginal people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're saying that all these Aboriginal people that you can find
No, we
globally, they're
didn't.
all
Like I
related.
said,
They're
we're
all the
not saying
same.
all, huh?
You're saying that all the Aboriginal people that you can find globally, you're saying that they're all related?
No, 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 no,
Then
no,
how
no,
can we
no.
be related to all of them if they're not all
No,
related?
no, no, no. You're Aboriginal to your landmass. So you can I arguably say the people of one landmass can be all kin, if you will, but no, not globally Aboriginal people around the world. So the original people of America is not the same people that originated in Africa or Australia. So no,
Can
we're not at all.
can I ask one
So they're not
question,
the same.
bro?
Yeah. So when you guys do see these artifacts, because I hear you guys saying things like, you know,
Hold up, bro.
not
Hold
You
up,
to
hold
doing
name
up.
them,
word
Cause I'm
but
about to
salads
get
now.
off, bro. Hold up.
the
I'm about to get
artifacts that
off.
you guys see in China, you saying that those are Aboriginals, they were
No,
black.
nobody says that. Nobody says that. Stop that malarkey. Nobody says that,
Y'all
bro.
didn't say
Hey
that
man,
y'all
yo.
don't okay, so y'all ain't saying that the original inhabitants of China is black. Y'all ain't saying that no more.
Well, I believe that's what science say that the first people on this planet were black. I believe that's what
No,
science says.
I'm talking about the original
So
inhabitants of
so if
China.
science says that the first people to walk on the planet was black, and the first people of any landmass you have to jump to the conclusion will be quote unquote so-called black, sir. You don't
Yeah,
That
have to
but
part.
jump to the science says it.
the artifacts that's in China, they're not black.
They're
Yo,
not from
hold up, homeboy.
the
Hold up,
people.
hold up, hold up, homeboy. Hold up. You pushing a lot of stuff real quick. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even letting the chat get a chance to digest what the fuck going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask you a smart ass question. Is everybody in Africa related?
No,
All right, the same here.
that's what I'm trying to say. So when you guys are saying
No, no,
these
no.
Chinese
Listen to
people are
what you just
aboriginals
asked. What
and these
question did
people
you
here are
ask?
aboriginals and we are aboriginals, you're not making any distinction between one group from another. So it
Yeah,
gives me
it
Well,
question. Are
is.
you
What
trying to say
I'm
that we're
saying
all
is this.
related?
actually, that's what we're talking about. If all the people that say all these black people we're talking to is aboriginal to their plant, to their landmass, what separates you is going to be your customs, your advancements, and your achievements. So this is ultimately what separates you, and that's what we're ultimately talking about.
So you can be
Let it sink
related.
in. Let it
Okay,
sink
hold on. Let
in.
me say, ask him the question real quick. So you're saying that we can be related, but if we practice different customs, we're different.
No, 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 no. I'm saying we're not related, but I said if you want to say that we're related and you don't know how to distinguish between one from one landmass, you will have to look at culture, the customs, the traditions.
Okay, so you're saying, okay, all right. Well, so when you see
Yeah,
the Native
that's a
Americans
fact.
over
That's how you
here,
distinguish.
so when you see
That's
the
how
Native
you.
Americans over
That's how
here and
you
they
able
see
to
these dark
distinguish what
depicted here,
nation or what
what is
civilization
causing?
is which
Sir,
based
he
off
lets
of
him
Hey,
talk. Let him
artifacts,
talk.
customs, and traditions. Often bones is the least likely thing to be found during archaeological digs. So what they found is artifacts. They find the customs part of their culture, and they're able to make a distinguishing difference on, oh, these people are this and this is this based off of cultural influences. And this is, I mean, I thought you knew this, but it's like common
so
sense.
when you so when you're seeing these Aboriginals in America being depicted in drawings from the 1800s with dark skin tones, how are
Yeah,
you
and, not, and let
automatically
me
making that? How are you automatically making the connection and saying, well, those black people, if you're going to just say they're black,
okay,
Hey,
I'm
hold
gonna
up.
give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
that's
You're
a
gonna say
good
that those
Let me
black
let me
people, that's us. How are you gonna say that?
that's a
I
that's a
see the
good
problem, bro. I see the
hold on,
problem.
that's a good question. So when you look at a painting or what you call a primary rendition by the actual people in the area, what you want to find is epigraphy. So if you got a painting that goes to a particular time frame, you want to go to the epigraphy. The epigraphy is a depiction of artifacts and figurines and things of that nature that's in the general area. And you want to see if this match up, right? And then if you can, you got the bones that you can go back to during that same time frame to see what the bones say and see if they match up with the epigraphy. That's how you come up to the conclusion that these people are so quote unquote black or Negro. And then we do. We have
And
the
say that
data
they're
that shows the
Negro, and
we
I said
have
I
the
never
data
tried
that
to tell
shows
you
the
that's wrong.
epigraphy. We have the
My question is,
murals and the
how are you
rendition
saying that
paintings,
just
and
because
we
they're
have the
black, that
bones, sir.
we're those people? How? Like I'm saying, just because they're black, how are you gonna try to just automatically get conclusive and say, and that's us?
Hey, hold up. Can I answer that, bro? Cause I had something I want to be saying for a long time, bro. Can y'all hear me, man?
Go ahead.
Everybody in this chat and on this panel is here in America, but we all don't have the same bloodline, correct?
We all have the same genetic makeup when it comes down to a certain degree. Yeah, we related. They know that. That's tested through DNA.
Okay, to what you saying, we related to who when you say we?
To each other. They know that they know that we are related to each other. We have the same haplogroups. We carry the same
The
Okay,
genetic.
so
Aboriginals
I'm gonna
do.
give
The
you perfect
Aboriginals.
example.
No, the Aboriginals don't have the same
No,
haplogroup.
Stop,
we are
bro. Stop.
closer
I'm about to
related to the
tell you something
Aboriginals in
that you might
Australia
not
than we
know.
are to Africans.
No, we're
That's
not.
fact,
No,
bro.
no,
That's
the
fact.
ones out there and the Aboriginals that you see out there, they actually are J. They're
It's an
actually
article in
J.
the BBC right now on this that we are
They're
American. The
J and
Black
J.
Americans are more closely related
All
to
right.
the Australian Aboriginals than it is to the Africans. We
And
are
Those
closely
people are
OG,
related.
J haplogroups. We are E. That can't be true. They don't even have the same genetic haplogroup makeup.
And
It
they
the
can't.
mentioned the
Australian
Mayans.
said the first black man was in Africa. He was a monkey man. Cause y'all was
What?
like the monkey man, like the Planet of the Apes. Y'all wasn't even humans yet then.
No,
And then how?
I don't.
Answer
I
this
don't
question.
believe in.
See,
we
you
was in
no
we
no
was
no
in
no no.
councils
Hold
when
on,
they were
bro. See,
coming
you
out
want
of
to be a
caves.
smart ass.
We was
You
already
want to
in
be a
councils when
smart
they were
ass.
coming out of caves.
I said,
That's why they kingdoms and shit are hooked to fucking cave. If you look over there where them white folks said, they fucking Roman and all that shit, it is connected to caves. Because when they came into civilization, that's when we were already doing our thing. We were already traveling. We were already doing what they call the Great Reset. That was us. That Great Reset was us. They were just
Right.
coming out of the caves. If you look at their history, they were just now coming to the cave. If you go
What
over
year
there and you
are
look
you
at that
talking
shit,
about, bro?
well, you can go look at what we're gonna go with.
I'm
We can go
asking
with 1500s. We can go with the 60s. Transylvania is my best one. Go
so
look at
you're talking about.
Transylvania,
So you're talking about in the Middle Ages,
which would be Romania today.
right? You're talking about in the Middle Ages, then.
In the Middle Ages, when the white folks were talking about, when all the kings and queens, they talking about they were doing shit, they were literally in caves at that point. They were still trying to understand the fire and wood kind of concept type shit, the
Oh
real
man.
kind of concept.
Hey, I got a
Are you
question for
aware that
you.
white people? Are you aware that Alexander the Great was a white man? Are you aware of that?
That's a
That might
lie.
have to be. You would have to come. I'm not gonna say it. That's what
Hey,
common
look.
Are
knowledge
you
would
Let
aware
me
say.
that
say something real
Julius
Sir,
quick
can you
though,
Caesar?
pull
bro.
Are
that
you
up,
aware that
please?
Hold up,
Julius Caesar
man.
You
was
got to
white?
pull that up, bro.
Hey, hold on. Are you aware that Julius Caesar was white?
Bro.
Bro, let me.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm
are
not
you
gonna
aware
say
that
I don't know because
Socrates
I didn't
was
hear.
white?
I
Are
didn't
you aware
hear.
that Socrates was white? Are you aware
I
that
don't know,
Bro, let
bro.
me
Aristotle
ask
was
them a
white?
question. One
What about
question,
William
man.
Shakespeare? They say William Shakespeare was a
No,
black man.
William Shakespeare was a mixed breed. But I'm
So
saying
how the fuck I
that
don't know all the other ones were mixed
we
breed?
know
Excuse me.
no, it's clear and concise, and no one's gonna argue that
Hey,
Beethoven was
bro,
too
let me
rich
get
too.
Julius
this
Caesar was a
question.
white
God
man,
damn, bro.
and Alexander
Oh,
the Great was a white man.
so
So
what? Okay,
you're
okay,
trying to say
okay,
that
okay.
white
So what?
people
All that's
That's
good
not
and
say
facts,
that
peachy.
white
bro.
Okay,
people
whatever.
was in the caves all the way up into the 1500s, but it's already documented historically that white people
Air
they was
power.
down a hundred years before Christ was even on
What's up,
earth.
big
They
bro?
already had an
Salute
empire.
to
Stop,
Battle Axe
bro.
for standing in his truth, man.
Hey, oh, that's his name, Battle Axe, bro. That's who that is.
Okay, what's up,
It's
Battle?
kind of dull. We trying to sharpen it for a brother though.
Okay, check this out real quick. Battle Axe.
We
So,
building, we building.
so you going with that whole theory that everybody came out of Africa, right?
I'm not going with the whole theory that
But
everybody
because
came
I'm
out.
hearing you take fractions when the needs fit you
I'm
suitably,
just
you know.
saying. All I'm just simply is saying because I'm not really too sure about it. But what I do know is, not everybody is the same. Even just because they share the same skin tone, that doesn't make you the same.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this: have you ever thought that the African was an artificial being trying to be cloned from the original American?
Ooh.
No, I didn't. No, I don't believe that.
Okay, because check this out. Through history, these certain people have been coming here that was durable like us, that kind of favor us and try to take over us because these other beings can't do it. So they had to
Oh,
make
I
it like
got
a
you.
Frankenstein version of us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so watch this. So they said they got Anthropithecus or the hominids and stuff like that. Can you say some of them names for me? Because I need to hear one. I can't remember the name.
Homo sapien, Homo erectus, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but check
Oh,
this out. One of them couldn't reproduce. So how did you get to the next stage of man?
Running.
And they,
He was a
hey
If they
man,
hybrid.
couldn't
listen, I'm
reproduce,
not.
they mean they
I
was
don't. I don't
created.
Hybrids
support.
can't reproduce. Hybrids
Hey,
can't reproduce.
I don't support
But wait,
Darwinism.
no. But this is my thing. So how did the next stage of humanity come about?
There was no such thing as a next stage or a last stage.
If these beings
God
couldn't
created us in
reproduce,
according to
but
the
set up,
Bible.
if they couldn't reproduce,
Hold
how
on.
could the next being
According to
come
the
off
Bible,
of
God
them
created us
to
in His image.
reproduce?
According to the Bible, we were created in God's image, and God
Who is
wasn't ever
God?
described as a monkey.
Bro, you gotta
So
show
I
some
don't
discipline.
believe. So I just don't believe in the evolution, Darwinism ideology. It's not
Okay,
true.
because I asked
Hey, hold
you,
on
do
just a
you
second,
believe in
y'all.
that? And you
Hold
said,
on.
you know what
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
straddling the fence, bro.
Hold on just a second, y'all.
No.
Everybody mute up. One
You
mic, one
asked
mic,
me.
one
You
mic,
asked me
one
about
mic,
out of
one mic,
Africa. You asked
one
me
mic,
about
y'all.
Africa.
Hold on, y'all. I just gonna do a special announcement since we got my brother Blue on the panel. I want to say shout out to Blue. I get to say shout out to him when he came on the panel. Shout out to Blue. April 30th, right? Text Battle League, Aboriginal Power versus Blue Battle Route event will be going down. You also have Job versus Teams. It's gonna be a classic one. What's up, bro? I'm gonna let you go and get the floor real quick. We're gonna speak to that for a second. We'll be right back.
Definitely. Yeah, man. I'm excited about that. Y'all already know on the 30th we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it damn big, man. Putting on the show for everybody. Definitely prepared. Definitely ready. And you know, I'm enjoying it, but I'm definitely enjoying the discussion too, though. So all of that. But make sure y'all there on the 30th because it's gonna definitely be a live battle. I think Scheme gonna be ready. Uh, it sound like what was the other brother name? I think it was Jay Briggs,
Job
wasn't
Brick,
it?
Job Brick, shout
Josh
out to
Briggs.
Job
Yeah,
Bricks.
yeah. I think he's gonna be ready. So I think the whole night gonna be some fire, man. I know Abo ready. So
Classic.
yeah.
Yeah, man, we ready to get it in. You ready?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm ready. Oh yeah, I'm ready.
What's up, man?
I'm excited for it. To be real, I'm ready to I'm ready to
Yeah,
spit this shit down.
we're ready to get it in, man. I'm still trying to write some more, but yeah, we're ready to get it, man. Definitely preparing to take him on out of there. Like I said, trying to get that 3-0. We trying to get Schemes to cut his hair. You already know what's up. We trying to get that
You
boy.
know it.
Oh, he made the main stuff.
You already know. I'm going for the 30. I need that curry.
Yeah, man. If you get a 30, you the go. I ain't gonna lie. If you get a 30, you the go. The 30, you the go. I'm definitely coming in for a 30 though, man. 2-1
I'm
no
on,
debate.
I was born to go. You know I'm a Capricorn. I was born to go.
Oh, so you the go. Nah, you
Yeah, I
more
was
like
born to
the lamb.
go.
You more like the lamb. Yeah, he's like the little sheep. Thank you to go. The lamb.
Of the goat. And then my moon is the bull. So you know.
I'm gonna check back in a minute, y'all.
I ain't the chief. Hey, y'all get that y'all get some bots out the chat, man. Get that bots out the chat. But yeah, I talked to Lex the other day, man. I was like, yeah, I was wanting to like do something a little different. Like, you know what I mean? Like I like to perform, man. You know what I mean? We want
Yeah,
to make sure we
yeah.
performing and we want, you know what I mean? I was like, how you feel about crowd reactions throughout the battle? So
Yeah, that should be dope.
so we was just like maybe each person get 1 or 2 person for reaction wise on the panel, uh, uh, at low volume, just to give it that crowd reaction feel.
Yeah, I think that's something. Yeah, I think that's something to add to it. It's crazy because the first battle I had, I wrote it as if I was gonna get crowd reaction.
Right, which is dope, right? And you be wanting that crowd reaction. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit was crazy. If you go watch that shit, me versus Rio, bro, that's how my shit was written. I wrote like 4 bars, and I knew that every 4 bars was the hardest shit anybody ever
I'm
heard.
gonna check that shit out. I'm gonna go check that shit out.
That shit was funny as hell, man.
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
it'll be
oh,
dope just to add that element to the battle rap, the
hell yes.
online virtual scene, like some 2 people each side for reactions and maybe a little gassing if will. You feel what I'm saying? Just for that
Yeah,
element. What I'm saying, just for that element, I think that'll be dope as hell.
that's a
So
yeah. I think that'll add a lot of flavor to it, and I think it's possible. I think it's possible to
yeah, I
do
think
it
it's
without it
possible too.
being, over. You know what I'm saying? Without anybody being overshadowed and nothing like that. I think that's you know.
Man, I'm coming to kill your ass, man. I'm coming to kill. So be ready, man. Like I said, April the 30th, Vortex Battle League, Job Bricks versus Schemes, Aboriginal Power versus Out the Blue 40. So, man, it's going to be a dope one. Let's get back to the information. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, y'all. The link is in the chat. Y'all come back on. Oh, Battle Axe, fam. What's up? We back.
Bet. I'll address the panel. We're
Yeah.
gonna start it back up on a good line right here. Cause we're gonna leave off. We were talking about the Aboriginals, the Chinamen and all these being Aboriginal. I want to start it off and say it like this. Do we believe that there's a certain timeline when it comes to the creation of what we might call mankind today? I believe that we're dealing with a certain timeline. And if you look at the timeline, you would have to say that if you look at the first Asians, it's going to be a black person. If you look at the first European, it's going to be a black person because you're not going to be able to get a whole race out of lesser gene beings, meaning that you would have to have a dominant gene in there to create such a magnitude of races, or you gonna clop out. I'm gonna give you an example. If you look at the Eastern Indian, which we know is the first white man, what we call a Arab or whatever today, that would be the first white man that would ever be on this earth. If you go through the timeline, and when you go to the Dravidians and you see this white man has changed through this albino thing of living and being cursed and all these other things, he has been put out to part what makes him lesser on the timeline. Now, if you go back and also look at a natural timeline, anything that is in nature that is white is of lesser genes and of kind of new to the scheme of things. Meaning, if you grow a plant or something, the new growth of the plant, usually the first root is going to be white because it's the newest, it's the fresh, it's the newest thing on the earth. That's why I'm saying it has to be some type of, you can look and see the timeline of these races that come out. Now, if you're asking what is the dominant gene on the earth, I would say that it is so-called what we call the American black, Negro, black man, or whatever. I believe that we are the most dominant genes on this earth, and the creation of man had to come from us. And that is why Honorable Elijah Muhammad and other people call yourselves gods. Ye are gods because it's not, the whole world is not gods. It's just a certain group of people, and you can kind of see these people when you look, and that people happens to be us. It just happens to
Well,
be
if you
us.
look in if you look in the script, since you was able to accept Elijah Muhammad, if you was able to accept Elijah Muhammad's words or grab any type of significance out of it, then you would have to just by default um accept some of the biblical narrative that is actually surrounded around those same things that you agree with from Elijah. And one of the things that it says is that there was Noah had three sons when he was 500 years old. There's no way that he can have three sons in 1 year. So where did those three sons come from? And what color was they? Because at the end of the day, they had to have been born by three different mothers because they were all born the exact same year.
I'm not.
Suggesting that the three sons of Noah was not full black, maybe one, but it would be suggesting that Ham and Canaan were not the same as Shem,
Okay.
which would give us the actual source of the variety of races.
Okay, so that's gonna run in. Okay, so we're gonna say that's gonna run into what I don't I'm not a proponent of this, but I'm just saying that would run into the Darwinism thing. So if you're saying that Noah had these three sons, when and how today, knowingly, this is real facts, this is what they say, they scientists say this, that they have literally monkey blood in them. So how do the three sons, where did the monkey, how would the monkey blood get injected into, how would white people have so many genes with other animals on this earth, pigs, dogs,
According,
they have so many
according to
genes?
right, according to the book of Exodus, chapter 36,
Let's go out
uh,
the book a
uh,
little bit with that too.
according to the book of Exodus, chapter 36, man, Esau was actually um marrying a bunch of mountain people, and they were called troglodytes. And you
Mm.
go look up, and you go look up troglodytes, and those would be what we actually today consider as cavemen or ape men,
Neanderthals. Yeah.
Neanderthals.
Hmm.
So that's where that came from. And Esau mingled with not only Japhet, but he mingled with Japhet, Ishmael, which is the Arabs, and the Canaanites.
Okay, I got you. I'm following you. I'm following. This next question is following that. Okay, so can you give me a brief timeline? Bro, I'm just asking questions. We building right now. Just a brief timeline of what you feel. How far advanced do you think we came before the white man? Let's just say we going through year one through year I guess let's say this year 22. How far do you believe we are ahead of them, far as genetic wise?
Um, I think that we're all the same. We're just not the same people, but we have the same timeline.
Hmm. Hmm. Man,
Not
that's really stretching it, bro. Because how could we all? Because you gotta ask yourself. Just want you to ask yourself, since you're going with the Bible. Me and I told this to AP earlier. If you got the snake people, which the snake probably represents us, who was if who was somebody had to be ruling shit at the time of the whole Bible period of the Noahs and all that. Somebody had to be in control already. Would they not?
Yeah, the old world. The old world used to be what we see today. That's why
Where
you see. That's why there's
where
artifacts
the
that,
world?
that civilizations that occupy that same area don't say that they even built. They'll say like we didn't build it. They'll
Right.
say this was built thousands of years before we even came here. That's because this was pre-flood or pre-diluvian artifacts and structures. The world was a whole lot more technical, logically advanced. That's why God had to destroy it, because it was like this, and they
Whoa,
were.
whoa. Who? What? Wait. God destroyed the world. So God wanted the flood to happen to Chicago in the 1800s.
That's all that stuff is His will, man.
Okay. So we talking this guard character. I gotta get more about him to see where he coming from with this. This guard character you talking about, his will is to. He seemed like I never thought God could be so emotional. I never thought emotion is not a thing of a God. I wouldn't think because
That's
he
just what you're
had
thinking.
he angry.
But that's
These
just
are
what you're thinking. But these are the things that we got, and they came from God.
hmm.
Emotions is something that we got from our designer.
But emotions, a God is not going to rule off emotions. You're not going to get this creation or this magnitude off an emotional response type shit. That's kind of
Everything,
like saying all this
everything has
chaos.
everything has emotions, and a lot of things actually utilizes emotions for fight
Reptiles
and flight.
don't have
So,
emotions.
so fight and flight
Reptiles don't
is
show
part of utilize. I mean, that's part of how we act out our emotions. That's
reptiles have emotions.
that's a mechanism that comes from God, because that's how He responds. If somebody's doing something and you get angry, and you're going to do something that's according to your anger, which in a lot of cases would be just.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't have that type of
Oh
valve system
no,
built
I'm
inside of
gonna be
you,
able to do that one.
you might underreact.
Okay. If I was to take that, I would say that is the way that is most likely conceived, and that's because a lot of times, due to the indoctrination that we face, it comes under a bipolar mindset. Meaning that when I say this, is that you have a bad and a good kind of mind play going on in yourself, which leads to a lot of confusion with this bipolar. That's what I call a bipolar mindset. When you're so caught up in what's bad and what's good, when a true God and a true God, this is what I was trying to say about reptilians don't show emotion. This is why they're so feared, because they don't show emotion. What they do is they have what I call the Bible said is discernment. It's kind of like a supreme judgment. It's a supreme judgment, and a lot of animals can't face supreme judgment, which a lot of humans can't face supreme judgment. So when you're saying that God is all getting mad and he's this and that, we as earlier on the panel today about alpha males and omega males and all this stuff, you can't go off of emotions. If you're a
It's
God,
not going off emotions. Just your emotion can serve as a catalyst to
you're going
cause you to respond
to
appropriately to
go off
certain things. What
necessary.
are you talking about, man?
That's
You
what.
know, like what you're trying to do is you're trying to you're trying to demonize emotion because emotion has been described in the modern times as something that is to frown upon.
Hmm.
But that's not what it is, man. Emotion is not something that's forbidden. Just to be emotional, when that means somebody is over involved in their emotions and they're actually making rash decisions just basically based off of purely their emotion. That's not what it's about, though. God, he gets angry because of the sin, the consistent sin. Because
Okay.
he never lashed out on anybody in the Bible on day one when they messed up. These people would mess up an extended period of time,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then he would send them even messengers to try to get these people back on track.
Okay. Let me get your opinion on this example I'm going to give you. I don't know if you're a father or not, and I know it's a lot of fathers listening right now. And let's say this happens. Your son is at a game, football, whatever the game is, and something happens in the game, and your son wholly gets pissed off, gets mad, kicks the ball all the way across the goddamn parking lot. Now, at that point, is that safe to say that was an emotional response right there?
That
How
was
would we?
just called a tantrum.
I mean, if this is your son, I mean, this could be at 14, it could be at him being 7 years old. This is an emotional response, is what I'm trying to say. And that's why all I'm trying to say when I say that to land the plane is that that is not what we are supposed to be doing as godly men. We're not supposed to be having emotional response. This is why I say the pie in the sky theory kind of falls under when you're hearing about this God is getting angry and all this other crap and all this getting mad at people for doing what the hell he gave them the will to do. You got to understand that a lot of people, even in today, are going to fall short of understanding that because it's kind of falling kind of like, okay, he gave you the free will, but now he's getting mad at you to the point to where he's going to destroy you. He's going to destroy
Yeah,
you.
uh,
That can't
um,
be. It's some fallacy,
because
bro.
yeah, he will get mad to the point to where he destroy you because this is the God of creation, and he does resurrection. So when you get destroyed, he don't see it the same way as you. When you see you losing your life,
I,
when you see yourself finished, when you see yourself losing your life, you see it as the end. Like that's cookies, curtains. That's all she wrote. But God doesn't see it that way. He says one day to him is 1,000 years to us.
how could a man do so much wrong if one day is to 1,000 years to him? How could one man do so much wrong in one lifetime?
It doesn't take just a lifetime. We've been doing so much wrong for lifetimes.
But
Every
I just
this
can't.
400 years that we've been sitting over here in the United States, it
Mhm.
has been a punishing process to a certain group of people, and they keep coming back.
Okay.
The group is just hard. So the group has a it's a
Do you think black people are
it's
caught
like
up on?
it's a step by step process or group by group process, person by person. It's not that we all keep coming back all at the same time because we all wasn't born at the exact same time.
Okay,
But
let me
but
ask you this. So,
back,
do you think that from what I'm saying, we think we're going back, is what I keep saying. It's such an indoctrination with this bad and good shit. Because that's a big thing that white people use against of what's bad and what's good. And that comes through down through the indoctrination. That's what I'm trying to say. You did it again when you're saying that what's wrong and what's wrong and what's right. You got to understand when I'm saying a godly mind is only going to understand what is necessary. This is how
you
this is
don't
the
know
this is,
you're
this is
not a God. Listen,
the,
you are
the,
not a God. You never met one. You don't know how to make one. You ain't never met nobody that made one. You don't know nothing about it. You can't sit here as a mere human that only been on planet Earth in existence just for only a fucking handful of decades, and then literally try to say that you know the qualifications and the standards that is applicable to meet up to be who a god is qualified as. You can't say it. You don't fucking know. You don't have enough experience nor knowledge to actually determine what a god should be doing and how it should go. You don't know.
I'm giving you an in-depth look into would you say that God is a God of bad and good or a God of what's necessary? Go ahead.
No, he's a god of mercy. He's a god of long suffering. He that's what it is. He's very, very patient. When he sees that you sinning, he saw when you did some BS before. He saw you, but he still allowed you to live. But he's still watching you, man. And he's seeing you doing all kinds of shit. He heard you saying wild and bugged out ass shit. All your life he heard you. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, he sent you Israelites. He sent you messengers while you was on your platform. So if things don't go your way one day and you don't get that answer, you will know why. You'll be like, damn, I'm being destroyed because I was out there bugging out and I was talking a bunch of shit. And now that I'm praying, I'm not getting no response.
God is not a God. You don't think that I guess you're saying pie in the sky when you say this, because I have to say that, but you don't think that he's judging us as a people, or you think he's judging us as individuals?
He does it on both ways. He does it as a people and on individual levels.
Bro, you can't keep doing the blurred line thing, bro. You can't keep doing the blurred line.
It's that's how he does it. It's a group. It's initially a group punishment. But within the group punishment, there's going to be some personal punishment.
Bro,
peace to the panel, y'all.
At the same time, so so we're not going to all do the same things at the same time. We're probably not even going to do all of the same things in our lives. But there's going to be some sins that you commit that you're going to be punished for. And I'd be punished for my sins. And that goes for everybody.
No,
they call it karma now. Today they call it karma.
If you were going to be punished as a nation, we're going to be punished as a nation.
We already punished
and sisters in this, because we would be punished as a nation. We would not be punished because individually you are supposed to fail. That was the whole concept. You're supposed to be with your people. Get involved. I come to save my people. I didn't come for the world. This is what he said. I didn't come to save the world. I only came for my people. That's if you follow that concept. And what I'm saying is that I don't have to know anything about that God there has been exposed my whole lifetime, my whole grandmother's life. That God that you're speaking of right now has showed his hand, bro. I have to say that he has showed his hand. So it has to come down that bad and good, that bipolar mindset is keeping us in a rotative mindset. And if you look at what the rotation
by that bad and good, wait a minute, hold on, pause.
Let me land the plane.
What are you talking about?
Loser, because if you're doing the same thing over and over, that's a rotative mindset. That's a big.
You're doing the same thing over and over. You're doing it. God, you're doing it.
That's not godly.
No, you're doing it. You're not godly. Black people has not been godly. Black people have been doing the same bullshit. What over here for what? 4 decades, 3 decades, gang banging.
Okay.
Knowing that this shit doesn't do nothing but just cause nothing but heartache and death. But at the end of the day, it's the motherfucking coolest thing to do. Think about it. It's the coolest thing to do. If you can make a jingle about killing niggas in a gang banging fashion, you can make millions of dollars.
Okay, but
because we are still stuck with the bullshit, and then we wondering.
That's not a necessary mindset. That's why I'm saying that bad and good mindset is of the world. The necessary mindset is the mindset of a God. What's necessary, meaning that.
What do you mean by the bad and good? What do you mean by that?
Another example. I'm gonna give it to you real quick. Another example. What's necessary? Okay, boom. We all carry pistols and everything. We all ready to motherfucking catch this smoke or give smoke. So the fact that I got this pistol to protect myself, my family, my belongings, my personal property, am I wrong for doing that? If I have to fucking kill a man in the process of that, or if it's necessary to protect that? You go. Your turn. Is it necessary or is it wrong or right? Your go.
I don't carry a gun. You know,
Oh, your pocket knife, bro. Your butter
I
knife,
don't
whatever
carry
it is, bro. Your
weapons.
Bible shit. I guess you're carrying a Bible. You got the Bible in your pocket.
I just stay out of the places where I need a gun.
Man, that's not possible for everybody, bro. That's not
Yes,
logical,
it
man.
is.
Come on.
Stop
How,
going
how you
places. Stop
wouldn't
going
your
places.
G was in the goddamn hoe house with the hoes? How you gonna meet somebody and you ain't willing to go out there with the hoes and the motherfucker me undesirables?
If
You
this female, if this listen, all my life, and let everybody in the chat and everybody know this. When you looking for women or you looking for a male, and you pull up to the crib and there's a gang of niggas out front, keep driving. Fuck that. Keep going.
oh,
I've
Emma,
done it all my life. I don't give a shit. I done picked up females they got in my car, and then I just seen where I picked them up from. And then I just take them around, you know what I'm saying, or something. And then I tell them, hey man, I got a drug deal or something. I'll just make up some shit. And you can't be there. I'll just say it like that. Like it's gonna be some Mexicans. They don't fuck around with no newcomers. Oh, okay. Drop her ass off and never see her ever again. And I don't give a fuck.
opponent for a pistol. You sound like you need a pistol, bro. See, I heard something different in that story. It sounded like you need a pistol. I could not understand how you can operate out here like that in them streets, bro. For real.
You gotta just stay out the way.
I mean,
Load up Bible verses.
I'm killing nobody, but goddamn, bro. You can go where you want. This is your land. You can do what the fuck you want when you want to do it. Long as you motherfucking me ain't fucking up your damn self and nobody else, I don't see the fucking problem with me and do. I really don't, because we ain't never got along with the laws of this land. We ain't never abided by this shit that these motherfuckers have came over here and tried to put down. The fact that motherfucking has telling you that this work shit is starting to look a lot like slavery, motherfucker. The more research you do, this work shit is starting to look a lot like fucking slavery. And the fact that your fucking jobs and the hiring rates are so fucking low is because the fucking public is waking up. And when I say the public, it's us. When we start to make a move, that's when the world fucking shake. That's why I'm saying if we could get off this bad, good shit and giving a fuck about all this goddamn emotional promise, nigga, I'm not villainizing the fucking emotion. Hell yeah, I love my motherfucking people too. That's emotion in itself. But you damn sure don't want to get caught up in decisions of emotion. You want
But
to make
ain't something in that
Whoa,
Bible
whoa,
that
whoa! What
Jesus
you trying
said?
to make it seem like? You're trying to make it seem like somebody that is dealing, or somebody that has an emotion, is dealing with, like, I guess outside of logic. Like that's not it. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's what
there's
the Bible say.
maturity. Maturity and experience teaches you how to actually hone that in and actually apply that appropriately. Come on, man.
The Bible
Like
tells
judges.
you
That's
to
So
why. That's
God
why.
discern
hasn't
not
We
to
got.
get in
matured.
your emotions.
couldn't
The
have a
Bible
That's why we got
specifically
judges.
Exactly,
You know
tells
what I'm
you
Root.
saying? The
when
judges
you
is sitting
bite
there.
from the
God
apple.
hasn't matured.
It says when you bite from the apple, you understand right from wrong, and that's emotions. Like, oh, I love her because she's doing right, but as soon as she's doing wrong, I hate her. So the Bible specifically teaches you not to get in your emotions, and that's one of my faults too. But I digress.
fact. Facts.
Uh,
Well, and facts on that.
Check it out, man. The Bible teaches patience, and it
I'm
says
just
it says it
asking.
says in
You
the
said
book
the
of it
Bible
says in
teach
the
you to be
book
in your
of
emotions, brother. I'm just asking. You
Ecclesiastes
said we
7
should
and
be
7. It
emotional
says
creatures.
oppression makes a wise man mad. All right. So
Hey, hold on,
yeah,
y'all. I want to allow some. Hold on, y'all. I want to allow some of the other. I didn't mean to mute y'all. I muted everybody else, but I want to make sure we let everybody else get a chance to speak. I know y'all kind of been going there, but I didn't want to interrupt y'all dialogue and let y'all go back and forth. We got a couple new people on the panel. We got my brother Lotus. We got Blue also on here, and we got my man Black American Status. What's going on with worship?
What's going on, brother? I hope everybody's day going okay. As the Europeans would say, Happy Easter.
Shit, I didn't know that it was Easter, nigga. You just
Me
told
neither,
me.
bro. People told me.
That's crazy. Fuck.
Thought it was 420.
Oh, today 420 today?
No, that's what I thought it was. I seen everybody barbecuing and shit. I thought it was 420.
Everybody been telling me Happy Easter. I don't know. I just say the shit. I don't know. I don't know neither.
Hey, same to you, my G. Hey, like I said, I want to reiterate again, April 30th. Go subscribe to Vortex Battle League. Job Bricks versus Kings, Big Aboriginal Power versus Out the Blue 40 in a battle rap event. Make sure y'all tap in.
You getting that work out the blue.
All right. But what I'm saying is oppression makes a wise man mad. That's why, you know what I'm saying, brothers like Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying, was fired up, and he was, you know what I mean, lining up those syllables and them sentences the way that it was, because the brother was oppressed. He wasn't just smart. He was a smart man that was oppressed. And he was responding through anger. That brother was pissed off. Like
What's
a
a
lot of our people back in them days when the white man was, you know what I'm saying, just
what's
blatantly
what's
us
the
all fucked
what's the
up.
actual definition of oppressed? I really need to know that because I mean now that we going there, I gotta what is oppressed? What is that? Because I hear this
I can
word.
give you examples.
But
We,
but you can't say that mad
I'm not
and
a walking
emotions is the
dictionary,
same.
but I can just give you examples. You know what I mean?
give me your layman's term. Yeah, that's all I'm asking. Yeah.
Uh, they were
Hmm.
framing us. They were
Hmm.
framing us. They was beating us. They was uh, they was treating us like, you know what I'm saying, like we was lower levels. Like we couldn't dine in where they was at. We couldn't dine in pretty much in any
Was
other good
we trying
places.
to dine in where they was at? Were we supposed to be trying to dine in where they were at? Did
Yeah, because if I'm
that
driving down
come in
the highway,
itself? Do you
thing
think that's why Martin Luther King came to try to?
wasn't that no, listen, it wasn't the fucking local areas where they're living at in their neighborhoods where we were trying to dine at. It was actually like in public or like along the highways. We wasn't allowed to eat at the
Supposed to be
fucking
trying to?
McDonald's
What
shit.
if there was a real shack to go to? Would it be their real shack? Because they, I mean, would we be? Is it so bad that they did not want us to come to their shit? That's my
But
question.
as the Bible
And
say, our
and
problem
at the
was
end
the
of the day,
tax tables
those
that
those
Jesus
black folks,
flipped.
they wanted to drink clean water. They wanted, you know what I'm saying, clean water fountains. They wanted shit to look nice too. They didn't we not animals. And them white
That
folks
ain't
was
what
having this
Jesus
shit
said.
set up.
Jesus said when he got mad,
That shit was
when
set up to
Jesus
where
said when he got
our
mad,
water fountains, our water fountains was like animal quality and shit. It was just like,
nah,
That's
man,
you know what I mean? These niggas are, you
that's
know what
not
I'm saying?
what
It's
we
still
went through.
niggas,
We
man. They
went through
wasn't going
taxes,
out like
bro.
that.
oh, that
We
story.
went through
That
taxes.
story has
Hey,
been.
y'all, that story is lightweight fabricated. We went through taxes. Jesus in the Bible said Jesus got mad in his emotions, what we're talking about,
Okay.
because they flipped the taxes. He
Okay.
wanted the taxes that they was oppressing the people with.
Yeah,
So
he
I'm
went.
giving you an oppression story that they oppressed the melanated Aboriginal people of America, slave descendants, whatever the hell we call ourselves. They oppressed us through taxes, and the Bible said that's what Jesus did. I don't know about Yahshua, but Jesus flipped the tax tables on them. I digress.
Christ, he wasn't taxing nobody. He wasn't down with that tax shit. And
So,
yeah, and these people was over here,
to
you know what I
me,
mean? They not only do they tax us, you know what I mean? These people, they got all kinds of little fucking systematic little bullshit set up to where we, you know what I mean? It just holds us back. Like right now, you know, housing, it's through the damn roof.
no,
And who and who get and you know what I'm saying? Who got, you
but
know what
we
I'm saying,
supposed
the
to be
lowest who got the lowest employment? You know, it's us. We the people that got the highest unemployment rate. And well,
slave.
white
We
people,
don't.
white people, you know what I'm saying, they didn't join it now, but
So
up
you
until
you
up
so
until
you
recent
so you under
up
the
until,
You're incorrect on that too.
so you
huh?
under the premise that we supposed to work. You go under the premise that we're supposed to get up at 9 o'clock in the morning and go to somebody else's job and stay there until 5 o'clock in the evening. Come home, spend 4 hours with your kids, send your kids out somewhere else. So you think this is really a system, a scheme of what God created? Is
The
that what?
Bible warns us about that in the book
Everything
of Job. The Bible in the book of
a
Job
functioning
warns us about if you
society
work for somebody that they can take it.
has to have people getting up every day and handling things, and there got to be all levels of it.
Right.
You're gonna have a functioning
But the
society, and
Bible of Job
everybody
tells us
got to
that
be
we
there
ain't
on time
supposed to be
because other
taxed.
people
That's where you get
But
the
the
is
Bible, the book
relying
of
on them
Job
to be
tells us
there.
we ain't supposed to be
word.
taxed,
Like
man.
I rely on the gas station to be open because I
That's
need to get gas. You know what I'm saying, on my way to or from work.
So
I
are
just
y'all saying we supposed to work and get taxed? Because everybody's supposed to
where
have a title.
I was going with this. Are you supposed to be doing it? Are
Yes,
you?
everybody has a title. Everybody's supposed to have their self-worth. Yes,
and there ain't
everybody.
nothing wrong with a tax. You know what I mean? It's
Tell
just
me where, no, the Bible says there's something wrong with the tax, bro.
Thank you.
no, no,
Bible
no, not
says,
really. Because if you actually look at the priestly, if you look at the whole priestly office, there's a tax. They're giving taxes to the priests. You know, they got
so they supposed to
everything,
be giving
all
taxes to the
all the
God,
tenth of
brother.
their first fruits.
Who
They
was
got to
them?
give to
Who
they
is
got to
that
offer
money
to the
supposed
Most
to go
High, but
to?
only 1/10 of that the priest got to actually burn and actually
those Christians
See,
had
they got to give that. Give me 30
towards
seconds.
God, but
See,
they
they
keep
got to give that
90%
money
of
to
it.
God.
access to the
So
pound.
see,
I
this
had
the
But the
whole
priest, the
bullshit
priest
scheme
keeps
right there.
90% of it. That's what I'm
You
saying.
just said that the
those
priest get 10% of it
around
and they burn the rest of it.
pushing.
No, yeah, they keep
Yeah,
10% of it,
that's
and they
not
burn
cool,
the
bro.
rest of it
When
to
somebody
God.
take your money and give it to somebody you don't know, that leaves open doors that they can keep your money and be flying around in jets and all that bullshit and all that stuff. So taxes is horrible, bro. Especially when
Well,
you giving it
but
to
you
a
got to
priest.
realize they might be. These people are actually moving and shaking the country. These are the people
Name
that's
one
handling.
priest or
Let me
preacher
finish.
inside
Just
of
let
our
me finish.
community
They're
that use
handling
their
shit
tax.
that you right now today don't know how to handle. They're
I'm
doing
gonna
it.
ask you one question, brother. Name one preacher inside the Israelite community,
I
the
think
Christian
that's what
community, the
though.
Moorish community that use their tax or the money they get from the government and do anything for the community. Name any preacher.
Thank you.
Bishop Nathaniel,
I'm not no goddamn playground, bro. I'm not
uh,
talking about no
Jephthah,
goddamn gymnasium, bro. We
Bishop
not
Jephthah.
fucking
Like,
play,
Yeah, we talking about something that's gonna help the like we're a farm at, bro.
bro.
no, that's
Thank
what I'm saying. These brothers got
Tax-intensive around.
farms. These brothers got schools. These
you.
brothers
What
got
school?
they got
We got
big
one.
rig companies. They got trucking companies that they be putting their people on. All kinds of shit, man. Them niggas, I ain't gonna lie, man. If you want to start actually, if you want to actually get some shit going on, man, you could join a camp,
And I like how
and your
you
life.
said
I'm
that.
trying to tell you, man. Them niggas will
You
put you up
just
on
said it
game.
beautifully for me, brother. You
Hey,
said
real
beautifully that
word.
these people get the money and they give it to their own people. They don't help the community out. So tax ain't good unless it's for like a tax, like saying, look, the whole community gonna put in some money and get this fucking McDonald's and let all the old women work in there and we gonna buy it from her.
That's
Because
my
when we give
Well, what
one
it is
person,
that what it is, they is trying to help they do help the community.
hey,
One of their standards, like they do give to the poor when they take the food from their crops that they do grow on their own land. They do distribute it to their neighborhoods.
Hey,
They do
bro,
help the
hold
people
up.
out with food baskets. They do, you know, what I'm saying they do their thing.
nah, man, there's
They
too
not
many
filthy
Yeah,
churches.
rich
Lou, come
like
in and change
Everywhere
this,
you
like
see
all
man.
a
these
lot
other
of
This
fucking.
brother.
They're not
churches.
filthy rich like
Hey,
all
hey,
these
real
other
word.
churches, but these brothers, you know, come on, man, you got to give them credit. They trying their best.
Hey, real word.
Bro.
Real word. Why you
Salute.
talking to this nigga, man? Word, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is gonna be very rare chance that you gonna hear me and Rue Word probably agree, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We battle scholastically and shit, but check this out. Bruh, I'm gonna keep it real. What is the name of the Bible? What's the true name of the Bible? If you can't answer this question, you don't need to speak none about no Bible passages no more. What's the
Okay.
Bible's name?
It was called the Tanakh at a period of time, and
No,
the time it was
stop. It's
called.
called the Helios Biblios. Do you know what Helios
Oh, that's
Biblios means?
you are speaking in Greek.
I'm
Or
asking you a question. Did you know that the oldest damn tabernacles in Greek, nigga? Did you know that? The synagogue is in Greek? Cause,
And one
Cause it's a Hellenistic. Did you know Greek is a Yiddish Hellenistic thing, nigga? See, you fucking with the
why
right,
are
wrong
you?
nigga.
Hey, hold on. What are you
Answer
doing?
this question. What do Helios
Why are you
Biblios
asking me
mean?
this? What does that got to do with anything that we was talking about? Why are you coming through
I'm
side butts and
because, bro, I'm
throwing
about to
everything
ask you
off?
because you keep spitting all this Bible stuff like you a corner preacher, man. What do
What are you
Helios
doing, bro?
Biblios mean?
You ain't making no sense right now. You drunk?
hell shit, I guess. Shit.
What the fuck are you asking me this
Helios
for?
Biblios,
Why
what
would you
does it
listen,
mean,
brother?
bro?
Why the fuck are you asking me about a word that you are reciting in Latin, which is not even a fucking ancient motherfucking
Bro, what
language?
I'm
Why are you
saying
asking?
is that's because,
Whoa.
okay,
Latin is the most oldest language ever, bro. Chill on that.
No,
That's
it's
not
not.
true. No, that's not true. It's not the
That's
old.
not true. You gotta be
Name a
crazy,
language
man.
that go before 1,500 years ago. Name one language that go before 1,500
hey,
years
hold
ago.
on, let me,
We
Rue, I'm gonna
can't
let
do
you
that.
cut both their heads up, but hold up.
My
Arabic.
fault,
Come
my
on,
fault,
man.
my fault.
What are you
Helios
talking about?
Biblios means the sun book, bro. So when you talk about the Bible, that's its true name. It's called the Helios Biblios. So before you start
In
preaching, nigga, get
Latin,
up on shit's origin.
biblios means book. You know that, right?
And Helios is what?
Did you
Sun.
son?
Sun.
So son book. So no, that's not that Bible. The Bible is not called the son book.
Man, I'm
That's what
done. All right,
Yahshua
I'm gone,
was the
y'all.
son.
Peace.
Yahshua
Listen,
was the son.
listen,
Yahshua
this is
is the
not called the
son.
son book. I'm just gonna
Yes, it
just
is
tell
the
you one
son
more
book.
time.
It talks about in December the 25th. It talks about in December the 25th when the moon goes down, the sun goes down for like 3 days, and then it rises back up, and it's the furthest solstice. And then it talk about March
This
and
book
the
don't talk
beginning of
about
the
none of
year
that
with
shit.
Mary
You
and all that
crazy.
stuff. That stuff
This
is dealing
book
with the
don't talk
times,
about
bro.
none of that. This
I'm
book don't
almost
talk
hold on.
about
I
none
need
of
30
that.
seconds. I just need 30 seconds. Genesis 1, I want to say it's verse 12 through 14. It told God commanded, the Most High commanded us to look up in the skies when we want to know signs and seasons. I digress.
He said to tell the times, signs, and seasons. Yes,
Thank
man.
you.
You can see the fucking the calendar. There's a way for you to do that, man. Like
That's
it's
the
not.
Biblios Helix.
That's not.
That's the Helios
No,
Biblos.
brother. They're not
saying
talking
that
about the
was
sun when
more-
he said it. He was talking about stars.
The sun is a star.
No,
Star,
it's
man.
not. Stars are not suns, man.
Man, the sun is a star, bro. The white folks say that.
No, it's not. The sun is not a star. Y'all niggas is bugged out. If the suns were stars, did you know that plants were hermaphrodite? Did you know if stars were suns, that plant? Listen, let me
This
tell you
motherfucker
something.
that said plants are hermaphrodite.
No,
God,
they would
shit, man, I'm about to
hermaphrodite.
leave.
Listen.
This nigga said the sun isn't a star. Whoa, I never heard that.
Listen. I'm trying to tell you the truth because that's called that'll. One of the things for plants to be able to flower is that they need light deprivation. They need a certain type of photosynthesis period. They need 12 hours or less of sunlight for them to actually flower and bud and grow fruit and vegetables. If you don't get 12 hours, the plants won't grow. And it has to be uninterrupted. Let's listen real quick, man. And it has to be uninterrupted. Just listen for 1 quick second, man. You're gonna learn something. Don't you understand?
No, you can't learn nothing from you because you just said the sun is not a star.
Listen, I'm proving to you that it's not a star. Listen, I'm proving to you that it's not a star.
No, you can't prove it.
I'm proving to you that it's not a star.
You smoking hermaphrodite weed.
And I can prove to you that the moon doesn't reflect the sunlight, because if it did, plants would hermaphrodite.
I didn't say that. I looked up the word sun. It says our sun is an ordinary star, just among the hundreds of billions of stars in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah, that's what they're going to tell you. I know what they taught us. I know what they taught us in school, brother. I've been there too. That's what I'm trying to.
All stars are composed of hydrogen and helium gas.
Okay, but if you listen,
hold on, bro. The sun is composed of hydrogen and helium gas. It's a star, bro. I digress, brother.
Helium and helium.
So what you just now did is you just now took us back to the 6th grade, and I'm like, yeah, man, I heard that shit too, and I used to believe that was the truth until I started actually growing marijuana. Once I started growing marijuana, then I realized that no, they can't be the same, because one little speckle of light seeping in through your room will cause your plants to hermaphrodite. They will grow male and female flowers.
They'll start growing seeds.
They will end up seeding. No, it will seed itself. Yes, it will end up seeding itself.
How isn't the sun a star, bro?
Yeah,
because the sun doesn't give off the same light as the stars.
He didn't explain that not one time.
The stars is giving off a unregistered green. You don't see it, but it shines in the green when the stars shine in the green when the sun shines in the red.
That's the moon.
I'm just telling you the truth. And the moon shines in the green. That's why if you're growing plants, indoor, if you're growing plants indoor, blacked out.
I'm about to get ready to wrap this live stream up. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming through. This was a dope stream, man. I'm glad I just let y'all build, man. I'm glad I let y'all build without interrupting, because it was actually a dope conversation between both of y'all. It was actually dope. Shout out to y'all. Like I said, I don't always got to get into the dialogue, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't agree with everything, you know what I mean? This is an open panel, you know what I mean? So shout out to everybody for tapping in, for sure, man. Shout out to everybody. I'm going to let everybody close out. Before we get ready to get out of here, I'll let you start off, Battle Axe.
All right, well, the sun is not a star. Y'all need to know that. Or plants for hermaphrodite. You need the stars mimic green light. When you're growing on the indoor, you got to use a green flashlight to walk inside your room. Period. No doubt. You can't do anything else. You know, anything else is going to ruin. They're going to wake them up. Any type of light will wake your plants up, and if you do that, they are going to retardate, and you will not get the product.
Right, bro. Not the.
So that's my sign off. All praises to the Most High God, man. I mean, we are the children of God. We got to get up out of here soon. This nation is falling. Y'all, man, wake up. This place ain't going to get better. The housing prices is going through the roof. The dollar's falling. Hey, y'all, we got to figure something else out. We need a plan B. All praises to the Most High God. The plan is in the Bible.
Shout out to Battle Axe for coming through, man. I appreciate you.
Well, when he talking about that plan is in the Bible, I thank the Aboriginals and the Indigenous. I hit the like, subscribe. This is my outro. And the Moors, I think that we got a good thing, man. Listen to Yahshua or Jesus Christ, man. Try to tip them tax tables, man. The best way you can. Except for talking about all this bullshit, everybody die off stress. The top 3 ways in America to die ain't no niggas, ain't no gang banging, ain't no goddamn it drug dealers. It's stress. The number 2 way is stress, and the number 3 way is stress. So let's tip these tax tables. And thank you for having me up, Aboriginal Power, and hit the like, everybody.
Always a blessings, brother. Take it easy, brother. Root words, take it easy. Peace. Shout the root word. Who else we got on here? We gonna let go next. We'll let Smoke Signal get it in.
Yeah, I just came up for a salute to the channel, to the chat, to the panel. Yeah, I just came up, man, because I was tired of hearing that nigga talking about the goddamn Bible, the law, Israel, Jesus, all that goofy ass bullshit, nigga. Fuck all that. We gonna keep it real. Our feet planted on the ground, nigga. Stay focused. Goddamn it. Stay dangerous. Stay vigilant. Let's try to get the goddamn land back by any means necessary. I'm out this piece.
Peace, big brother. I appreciate you, Smoke Signal, for coming on. It's always a blessing. Lotus, you want to say something before we get out of here?
Yeah, honorable admiration, good brothers, sisters of the Feather Chat panel and all that in the good world, man. I hopped on here too, man. Just glad to be here on this so-called whatever holiday it is, man. And let's keep the confusion to a minimum. We got enough confusion in the world. And let's keep us right and exact to the ultimate, man. Appreciate your big Aboriginal power, everybody.
You know, it's all love, brother Lotus. You know, it's all love, brother. It's all love. Shout out to my brother Lotus. Fam generation, what's going on?
Oh man, appreciate you for having me, man. It's always been a pleasure, man. Been listening to you for a minute, man. You been doing your thing. Shout out to the motherfucking panel, to the chat room, man. I guess I'm gonna get at y'all boys next time, man. Y'all boys be easy from Texas, man.
All the time, bros. Take it easy, man. Shout out to my brother Fam, Texas in the building.
All right.
Bright Mo Daisy, you want to get ready to say something before you got out of here? And I'll let my brother Blue close it out.
Yeah, shout out to the panel, shout out to the chat, you know, all the Aborigines out here. I was coming out here to cook bro about the Helios Biblios and everything and show him about his Jesus being dead or whatever for a few days. But we'll get on that shit on another day. He just need to figure out what the sun does around December 25th. How's it stand still in a certain position for a few days, then it gets to moving again. But Root was gonna tap in on it. But shout out to all of y'all, you feel me? Happy whatever day it is, Easter, whatever y'all want to celebrate it. You know, take it easy. April 30th, let's get it, Bap.
Hey, you ready for it, G?
Let's get it, Bap.
Hey,
April 30th.
We coming to work, G, on everything.
Definitely.
Shout out to my brother Blue.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, bro. Definitely another good one. It was a definite a fire build. I appreciate hearing both of the brothers go at it.
I enjoyed just listening to the dialogue today. Just listening in today, you know.
Yeah, you know, Battle Axe always entertain him and Akim a lot, bro. I can listen to them argue all day. So shout out to them brothers. Shout out to you. Shout out to the chat. Man, make sure y'all there on the 30th. It's definitely gonna be that work. I'm definitely bringing that fire. Not playing no games. Y'all already know what time it is. And I'm gonna be there on the 30th. I was born a goat, Capricorn, so it's only fit.
Hey, I come to punch your head off, Blue. I come to punch with you.
You know, I'm definitely punching all night. Every bar, man. Every bar got a punch in it.
Yeah. Every bar. I heard you say that a couple times. Okay, I'm gonna punch with you. Then you want to punch? I'm gonna punch. We gonna punch then.
Straight up. Yeah. So yeah, man. I look forward to getting that in, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate you having me on, bro. You know, hopefully, man, you know, I want to see you at your best, bro. We can give everybody what they need.
Coming at 100%, man. Like I said, I look at you as one of the best over there. I ain't slacking on your pen and your delivery, your rap ability. So I'm definitely coming prepared, and I'm shooting. Like I said, I'm coming for the win, G. Like I said, I'm shooting for the win, G. So I'm coming in the body. I'm sorry. It has to be you. You's a good guy. We're gonna build out the work. It's gonna be a new awakening. Hey, but you gonna die April 30th. It's gonna be bad.
Hey, You know, Blue going trade. Oh, 30th.
Your
The
man
30th
Schemes
for
is
the
dead
30th.
too. And by the way, Schemes, he's dead.
Yeah, shout out to Scheme, man.
Shout out to
Scheme
Schemes.
been in the lab, bro. Scheme been in the lab. We gotta holler at Scheme, see what he up to. He
Yeah,
been
make
had
sure
his
he
hand
ain't
in
running.
some
Make
work.
sure he ain't running. Make sure he ain't hightailed it out of here somewhere.
I know he probably just locked in. He probably locked in. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get up out of here though, man. I appreciate it, man. Definitely. Let you close
Shout
it
out
out.
to everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you, Blue. It's all love, bro. Shout out to Blue, man. Like I said, y'all, it's gonna be going down April 30th, Vortex Battle League. I hate it gotta be Blue, y'all. I hate it gotta be Blue. I like Blue. He's a likable guy. Y'all see how likable he is? I gotta kill this nigga April the 30th. He's dead. I like Blue though. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a respectful death. You know what I'm saying? It's an honorable death. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor killing. You understand me? We coming with that fire, man. Like I said, we taking all bets. Anybody want to bet? Anybody betting on anybody? One of them? I got 100, 200 on me right now. I got 200 on my brother Ja Bricks. Got 200 on Ja. I'm coming to spit, man. So like I said, if there's any other spitters and brothers and sisters that want to get in and try the battle rap format, hey, tap in with us, man. We'll line you up, get you an event, get you part of an event, set up an event, you try to get you part of. So yeah, Caribbean at the best. I seen his twin an hour ago at the smoke shop. Somebody said I got 1,000 on bout. That nigga said he got 1,000. Nigga ain't even heard bout rap yet. Hey, that's how you know we coming with the ancestors. Shit. What you mean? You seen what happened when the Patriots went against the Giants in the Super Bowl? They lost every time. Eli is kryptonite. The Giants in the Super Bowl is kryptonite. We know what's up with the Patriots. We know what's up with the Patriots. Nigga. Eli, Manning, nigga, upset. We know what happened with the Patriots. Like I said, I was talking to the Blue. Like I said, I want to add in like the crowd element because I'm really writing to perform. Like this shit supposed to be on stage, like in front of Smack or something. You know what I'm saying? But so that's why I said, man. Like I said, I'm coming to write. Oh, he said I really have on the phone, nigga. Oh yeah, I rap to you. I rap a little few bars, cat. Laugh out loud. He be dodging Peyton. Eli came in and things changed. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The championship paint the Brady lost was the ones he went against Eli Manning and the Giants. Trying to tell you. We know what his kryptonite is. We ain't worry about the Patriots. He feed the Patriots on Eli. So I'm gonna see Manning, but it won't be Eli. Yeah, yeah, you gonna see Eli, nigga. Hey, if you Brady and the Patriots, nigga, the Giants and Eli coming. Tell you that. We coming with that heat, G. Hey, that would have been a fire rebuttal in a round. That would have been a nice rebuttal. That would have been a nice rebuttal. But shit, sure. Hey man, I can't wait, man. I know my brother John Briggs got some shit cooked up in the stew. It's going down, man. It's gonna be a classic event. This is gonna be one of the ones y'all gonna want to attend, man. If y'all ain't never heard Big Aboriginal Power rap on any format, then y'all gonna want to tune in. If y'all want to see a body, you gonna want to tune in. You feel me? If you just support Big Ab and what he do, y'all gonna want to tune in. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna be dope. Check out Encore app. I will. Hey, I come in the right, man. I come in the right. I know a lot of people in the Aboriginal community might have their doubts. Oh, Big Ab don't rap. He's never rap. We never heard him rap. Why haven't he rapped before? Listen, don't worry about it. Just know I got some bars. I didn't come in this community to be a rapper. All right? Big Ab can do a backflip too. You don't see me running around doing backflips on goddamn camera. Shit. I know y'all don't believe that shit neither, huh? But I really can do a backflip. That's no bullshit. That's no lie. That's no cap. I got 4 bills on the Aboriginal. Hey, all bets, put them up in the chat. I need 10% of earnings, man. Make sure y'all cash out me. Hey, and like I said, we're gonna try to raise some money during the event for the battle rappers. We're gonna try to pay them for their time as well. So you know what I mean? I get paid out of that as well. So try to donate. Try to donate towards the event. You know what I mean? We can be more like this. This a way to, you know what I mean, another way to settlement. This really like the last level to go against opposition. This the only thing that the battle rap league ain't had no Aboriginals. No battle rap league had the Aboriginal point of view with the gangster shit with it. Oh yeah, this about to be. This might. This is my first time battle rap, but they might have opened up the doors to Pandora box. Fuck around, just let me in the league. You understand me? They might have opened up Pandora's box. I never heard any of y'all before. Just put it like that. Anybody get in front of me in any battle route, you dead. I don't give a fuck if you're Aborigine, African, Pan-African. You get in front of me, you dead. Anybody in the chat, out the chat, you dead. Blue gonna be the first victim. Then anybody else after that is gone. You heard? Anybody. We taking all smoke. Tailored bars strictly for you. Strictly for you. Nobody, these strictly for you. Tailored up. With that being said, man, it's your brother Big Aboriginal Power. I'm out of here. Make sure y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Get y'all some beauty sleep, because some of y'all ugly than a motherfucker. Nah, I'm just bullshit. shout out to y'all. I'm just bullshitting. But for real though, get y'all some nice rest, man. I probably see y'all on the wake and bake side. Be safe, be aware, stay vigilant, stay dangerous, man. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. We out.